10 seconds remaining. 5 Radiant seconds remaining. Ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Earth Shaker.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Puck!
Dire team ban.
Bad Rider!
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Team Nigma versus Team Viking here in the Western Division of the DPC, Western Europe Division rather, DPC League, Upper Division. And I will be able to tell you that over the 2020 online season, these teams have had 5 series together, and all 5 went the way of Team Nigma. Viking has not been able to take a series yet. We are joined by Brian on the big screen for the draft. We have Kyle and Tigov here as well, and we are in the draft already for the first game. I will also say that even though in the online season Viking has not been able to take a series, they did take one in the Boekenwel qualifiers for the minor, but then they did also end up losing 3-0 to Team Nigma, who then made it to the minor, and Viking did not. So that's my information here, and I'm gonna shut up because there's a draft.
Yeah, and I already like what Nigma's done because instead of the first pick bat, it's second. They get rid of the Slark in second phase, which is really the only hero that's seen a bunch of success against the bat, especially Wee's bat, who I'd say is probably top 3 on the hero.
Yeah, very, very solid in that. And also looking at Viking, Secret have pretty much shown the prominence and strength of an Earthshaker and a Puck, and now they've kind of gravitated away from kind of what they initially brought into DPC, and okay, this is good, let's roll with that. And I can't fault a Shaker Puck opening at all.
I just hope it's open, and I hope that they have brought their A game, because the reason this is so effective on Secret's hands is because who the hell knows who's going to play it, and because they're some of the best players in the world. They're very volatile in terms of what they're going to give you in the game, specifically on that Earthshaker. Oracle is the bat and Phoenix counter. It's all right. Team fight.
They're subscribing to the idea of patience. You know, they're going to be pushing out their lanes, waiting for some key timings, and Oracle can be the key factor to hinge on that aggression from Nigma. So I don't mind it. It just simply shows Viking's hand pretty early.
Yep.
No, I like the Oracle pick because a lot of the heroes that you wouldn't be willing to pick at carry and these types of heroes that we see coming out from Enigma are just doable now. Basically, there's a lot of heroes like Troll, for instance, that you may want against the Egg that without that dispel from Oracle just wouldn't be pickable here.
Yep. I just like it because the formulation for Nigma here is we have on a hero. He should, in theory, not get a unplayable matchup mid, and specifically we're saving our last pick for Miracle. This could be a Bloodseeker for him, but I think it's more likely MC's hero.
Yeah, for sure.
GH on his signature Phoenix. Their lanes are solid, but I really like, and I think they should continue to make sure that the last overall pick in their draft is Miracle's hero.
Yeah, depending on if they're second or first pick, right? Like in this scenario, they can utilize last pick, but depending on their pick order, they might use it in that second phase. And
that's something we haven't seen in a while.
Shad does love this hero. It's one of his most favorite heroes, and it kind of has fallen off the cliff. It's kind of not in the meta. It's
just so good in these matchups, right?
Yep.
You're great against Bat. You're great against Bloodseek. Like, you fear nothing, really, on the side of Enigma. In theory, yeah, sure, you could get Ruptured, but then you just hop into somebody and go for a ride.
Mr. Brian, you're the carry player. Lifestealer. What are you saying?
Yeah, this game is going to be literal proof of whether or not this hero is dead.
Yeah.
Because this is like an amazing Lifestealer game,
That's what I wanted
and yet, you know... if it can't win this one, I don't think this is a hero. Bloodseeker, it's amazing because you have Infest where you can move around during the Rupture. Obviously, it's amazing against the Phoenix because you have built-in attack speed. It's amazing against the Bat because of the laning stage. I wonder if they'd move it to mid, though.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a thing. It's not quite the Slark type hero.
I think you kind of have to, though, because my concern is if you look at the Viking draft, where's their damage?
No, I think you can still put the Puck, though, mid. Like, Puck v Bat is still somewhat fine.
Yes, but I just don't think you have damage. Like, your supports don't offer too much. Lifestealer needs some time to come online. They don't really have team fight. Whereas Nigma, you have a Lionfinger. You have your support duo is going to out DPS the first 3 picks of Viking in the team.
Well, Lifestealer does your draft, mate. They're playing for the mid game. I mentioned already when we saw just Puck and Shaker alone in the Oracle, they want to be patient. They want to wait. And that's kind of what they're doing. They're going to happily park themselves in front of towers with the Lifestealer, Puck pushes out the waves, and Nigma might group up early, but they're playing for a much later timing, which it can work just with the lack of lane clear that they have and lane push. That's where Nigma can kind of run around because they do have quite a lot of that themselves. But we get to see Lifestealer, guys.
Yeah. Did not expect that.
Ryan made the right point. Like, no one picks this hero because it's just not thought of as good.
But one spell just became 2 spells. That means you have to put, double the amount of points in those 2 spells to get the 1 spell. Logic.
His early regen sustain just seems really lackluster compared to what it used to. It's majorly, if he's not threatened, where he has to sustain through whatever lane he's in, Lifestealer is pretty much the same hero, but better, because instead of open wounds, you have a consistent slow that just requires you to attack them once. But I like this Leshrac pick because, like you said, Kyle, they just have no damage. I don't love it against Bat because Bat's one of the few heroes that really punishes Leshrac when he's standing right next to towers, whether or not it's tier 1s or ending the game for tier 3s. But Lifestealer Lesh is really nice because the Leshrac, his main issue is that he loves to build these damage items like Yules into Bloodstone, and he just lacks that early to mid-game health pool before he gets those first 1 or 2 big items up, and the Lifestealer Infest can be really good for saving him or just resetting the fight. It's really nice in that regard.
Yeah, and the Oracle to protect him as well. You need that save to activate this hero. And I like that they ban out the Amorph because they no longer fear the PL that you got to expect Nigma would have been considering. Even with the Shaker, like those are the matchups you really enjoy against Lifestealer. I think Ursa became a really solid pickup, but that does limit Nigma's ability to take towers.
Yeah, I think this game, Viking are really going to have to showcase their discipline, I think, in how they defend early towers, how they kind of move around the support gear around the map, and how they kind of activate themselves, because they don't really do much. Nature's Prophet for Miracle. We haven't seen it in a while, but I would love to see that. One tower damage kind of tempo hero could dismantle Viking simply on their kind of, like we said, lack of damage early on. Like Leshrac right now is pretty much all the damage up until the point where Puck and Lifestealer feel confident to enter the fight. Yeah. And Nigma, you could easily see these heroes running around as 5, you know, minute 12 running down the tower, and I don't see that from Viking right now. But Viking's draft is very scary. Once they get to one tanky item on each core, I think their draft's very nice. It's just, can they get through that early portion of the game, especially when Nigma are eating up this entire time to find that gotcha miracle pick.
Terrorblade stands out to me, just knowing Nigma, it's just the win condition, the ultimate win condition of all carries. Yeah, you have Earthshaker Lesh, but he's got a lot of disables on his side, and I think you just need a raw physical damage hero. That's all I'm looking for. Ursa's fine, it's just not against towers. Same idea, but not towers.
Yeah, they're going to be ruthless on this map, though. Like, where Viking need to kind of slow down the game and farm for a little bit, like I mentioned, this Ursa will be able to run through, and I don't think Lifestealer at any point feels too good about the Ursa, and it forces him to have to go maybe like this halberd and defensive items.
It's my favorite hero to combo with a Lion as well. Maximum CC with a hero that specializes in burst output.
Final thoughts on the draft, Brian?
I think Nigma is in their comfort zone. I think Lifestealer is just not the same hero against Batrider as Slark is. Slark kind of terrorizes you throughout the course of the game. Yeah, it's nice in lane if they choose to do that for Lifestealer, but I think Slark really was the issue the last time we saw Nigma play, so I'm definitely going to lean towards them, not only as a team caliber, but also in the draft.
All right, thank you very much, Brian. We'll come back to you after the game. Kyle?
Yeah, I would agree. I favor them. I like that they're, like, I like when Nigma is forced to play with tempo. Yeah. They're the aggressive hero. I hated watching, and it's something I've criticized them. They lean on this TI7 play style. I'm watching GH farm side lanes with Coddle thinking, this is no longer your Dota. You guys are still incredibly good. Go kill the enemies that can do that.
I just want to see Lifestealer, see if he is a hero. Is there something that we're missing? I don't think we are missing anything, but I want to see something happen. Maybe.
Maybe. Is Lifestealer still a hero? That is a question we're going to have answered hopefully after this game. Let's find out together with Moxie and Purge.
Thank you so much, Sheever. And Purge, I posed you the same question because you have to say, is Lifestealer actually a hero? Because it seems like in this game, it seems pretty decent, but a lot of the analysts are saying it's pretty garbage tier.
Yeah, it can be rough to play Lifestealer right now. One of his big negatives right now is that when you are initiating, but you're not quite there yet, if you haven't slapped them yet, if you have like 300 units of distance between your opponent, sometimes they just run away, and it forces you to use Rage just to get close to get that first hit in. So like, there's some like small engagement issues for Lifestealer that can cause problems, and his damage output just does require a lot of damage items. So it's pretty dependent on how you initiate and whether or not you can infest bomb with somebody else. But yeah, there are some lane matchup advantages. The big downside is that Ursa is a hard counter to Lifestealer. He's always been like that because of his overall main physical.
We're already seeing some skirmishing coming out in this game, and I like it. We've been seeing some CIS games where everyone plays pretty passively early on, but it feels like we're going to see a lot of tempo coming out real early.
Yeah, they did not want to let them go into their own jungles. So. And another thing that's scary for Lifestealer is there are some instant disables on the side. You have to deal with the Lion potentially getting a blink dagger. On the bright side, it's a 5-position Lion, so his mobility and his potential blink is going to certainly be delayed. But that's something he has to be worried about.
Toby, do you know what's waiting for you around that corner? It seems like he didn't, because he is going to be our first blood.
That armor nerf the Puck really obvious in that first little engagement. That was a lot of damage.
Well, that and there's 5 heroes.
Of course, but I mean, that was like, I was like, hey, he's got orb, he can surely get out, but no, just a couple spells and 5 heroes right clicking him, he died almost.
Nice for mind control though.
Shaker going to do a cheeky little block here of the creep wave so that their opponents are going to have to last hit under the tower. It's going to be a little bit worse. Ursa actually did not pick up a Quelling Blade to start, and Ursa has really, really low base damage, only being at 48 here. So Miracle's going to try to slow this down as much as possible, make sure he doesn't have to last under power. It's going to be hard.
It's not often that you see someone blocking the enemy's creep like that in the lane, but seems to work out pretty well for him here. Go and get these hits without having the tower interfere.
But downside was the range creep died first, and now his wave is going to push, so that means that they're going to be getting a little bit of experience. I'm kind of curious to see how Puck works effectively, or sorry, not Puck, Lion works effectively. Crow might die, though.
I don't think they can quite get the last hit off. Let's use the Fairy Father, turn back around, try to punish Toby a little bit for getting very aggressive here. In fact, down he goes. That's the second death now on Toby, and we're only 1 minute into the game.
So Lion is such a good hero. Wow, why doesn't everybody...
No, honestly, I know what you mean, though, because like so many people say that the Lion is not a great support. He's not in the meta, but I've seen Save do some incredible moves with it, and I think it really just depends on who's playing it. And the draft.
Potentially, yeah. Save is a 4-position player. He is definitely the one team that picks him. So curious to see if he gets played more. I do like playing Lion myself, but I just generally think he's kind of weak compared to a lot of other heroes. But his disable is going to be heavy. And like Kyle pointed out in the draft, pairing Ursa with Lion is really, really good for Ursa because you get all these extra moments to get these do a huge amount of damage. That's why Ursa has gone for early overpower and Fury swaps. He knows that these guys are kill potential if they get a little too out of position. So in that sense, Lion is going to look really valued this game.
Well, that's the whole name of the game, right? For the side of Nigma is the fact that they want to be aggressive early. They have these very aggressive heroes that are going to be making plays, especially once we, picks up the last of starts making his own rotations. So it's just kind of setting them up for a good, steady early game.
How's the mid lane going? 11 last hits for Batrider. Weehaw doing great. 9 last hits for Boom on the left track. So relatively equal in the mid lane there. Back on the top side of the map, Lifestealer looking normal items. Gone Orb of Venom here with Ghoul Frenzy, his new skill. And we'll see if Mind Control can lane stabilize fully. Normally when Nigma plays Bloodseeker, Mind Control does a great job just like staying alive, staying in the lane, consistently getting farm, and then providing really effective skill usage. But who knows, maybe Lifestealer will have a bit of an advantage here and be able to out-trade him.
The Lifestealer has been the big question mark on a lot of our analysts' minds. The bottom lane, though, we've been seeing a lot of just action back and forth with the Ursa and the Lion. Although, in top lane, they'll find themselves a kill on Celery. I did like his declaration of war earlier, saying, guess we're going to have to try to kill Kuro. But
no, I think he said, I'm going to kill Kuro.
Oh, I'm going to kill. Sorry.
It was something, it was a little bit more aggressive than that.
I'm paraphrasing.
It was a little interesting.
So, or work harder than that.
Yeah, small gold advantage going to Nigma right now. They've got 3 kills right off the bat, so that's obviously going to be a big thing. The big separation right now is between Ursa and Puck. Toby on the Puck only has 1,000 network, 2 deaths under his belt. He's only got 2 last hits. This is not looking good for them. Like, Earthshaker has to fissure just when Lion walks up, which is not a great position to be in. But mostly it's been the lane control Enigma did. They got those early kills, of course, and then they did some side pulls when available. So Toby's just lasting with orbs. It's bad.
Not where you want to be, and it really has kept the Earthshaker in lane. Although we do see a rotation now. We have the 4-minute action runes are going to be spawning. See that movement over here, Aramis. Making his way over to Wii, but 4 minutes come up and Wii gets himself the haste rune. Guess the right size, the old 50-50.
Middle tower is under attack.
Be lucky too, because none of his supports rotated. They instead opting to stay in the lane. For good reason, right? Because if Puck comes up too far, he gets killed. But don't let him get back into this game by getting last hits. And the opposite side, same thing with Phoenix. He's contesting this lane and trying to stabilize for mind control. So the fact that they got him.
That is 3 times that Toby has now died in the bot lane. This is not looking great for him.
And Crow gets 4 off of that. Before, slightly limited on mana with the skill build. He's got 2 mangoes, but now he's got mana drain. So there is, I don't see much salvation in sight for Puck here. He's going to be playing like a support this game.
What do you do in this situation? Do you try to rotate the Earthshaker out and just hope that Puck can try to get some sort of, experience? Or do you camp down there? Do you try to put more pressure down? Oh, gosh. All right. Well, that doesn't work at all. Goes down. Boom's forced to teleport out.
Very atypical skill build on Ursa. He went 0-2-1 with 1 Fury Swipes, 2 points overpowered. Again, as much damage as he can get. So, things Puck can do. Blast out the wave. Yes, you could rotate people over to stabilize, but Puck's so far behind the Ursa at this point. I don't know if it's going to work very well. Stable on Puck. It's really tough. He's got to get as much as he can. On the bright side, he keeps Lion here by being killable, kind of. So that's kind of helpful, but I don't really see a gank solution that's going to solve this problem until like Leshrac gets closer to 6. Maybe he can come gank Ursa. Scary right now.
But that leads to
Really
the other
tough here,
question.
Toby.
Like, an Earthshaker wants to do things, right? He wants to roam around a bit, and Wee's got a pretty commanding lead over in that mid lane. He's kind of tied there then because he's not able to make any moves.
Well, that's kind of the other tough thing for Earthshaker. Earthshaker was picked first here. Ooh, Miracle getting a little low. He's got a wand, though.
I feel like he's so fine, though, you know? All right, Fisher does come through, but they'll chase down. Waning Rift will silence up the Ursa Bear, but he's really fast. Look at him. He just wants one more hit on Toby. Down he goes. We'll turn right back around again. This is not looking good for Earthshaker.
Man.
Miracle has 5 kills already at the 6-minute mark.
That was so painful, actually, because they were kind of close to getting him. Puck was like 4 mana away from another orb there. Maybe he should have salved after that last hit. They had a chance to turn and kill Ursa, but now he's got Ring of Health, so it's like you're not even going to out-harass him. Here comes that gank with the Invis Rune for Lesh.
I don't know
There's
about
an option
this,
here.
Boom. Can he do enough damage? All right, yes, they do finally pop the Ursa. Kuro getting chased down now by Boom. Will get the disable off. They need more of a rotation, though, as we joining back in. He'll jump forward, get the lasso, drag back. He's already got the lasso of the Firefly, though.
Not
Dragging
bad.
Boom underneath the tower, and there's a lot of Firefly damage throwing around. Can he get the final hit off here on Boom? He's actually still alive. They need a little bit more damage. Down he goes. We just juking around here in the tree line. They cannot find him. There's so much fire everywhere, but eventually Toby will finally get his revenge and take down the Bat Rider.
That was actually pretty cool by Weehigh. Basically made like a little like rumble zone down there, but he didn't make any exits. So everybody was stuck and forced to commit to him. But the Invis gank there, absolutely perfect. The Observer Ward in the mid lane might have spotted his Invis grab there, but he got the approach in. He was able to pick up Miracle before Miracle had 6, so he just now picked it up. Super necessary kill to take that threat off the board. And he got a kill streak, right? Oh no, it shared gold when Miracle died. So he split it with Earthshaker. Not the worst, but would have been cool for Leshrac to get a huge acceleration from. Either way was necessary, and is going to buy them a little time. But you know, you don't usually games go bad when the enemy carry gets 5 kills in the lane.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of an understatement. But they did manage to get a gank off, so you know that is going one way there for the side of Viking. Although having Wee making his own rotation and finding the counter kill, a little bad. But I guess when you've already managed to waste a lot of time down there, you're feeling okay, right?
Yeah, and they also got the response kill. They killed Bat Rider back, which was huge, especially because Bat Rider had level 8 when he dies. That's a lot of experience going to people that are like scrambling to get something out of their lane. Like, so maybe Puck's net worth isn't very high, but now he's picked up level 5. So even though he's behind, it's going to help him get the skills that'll help him actually contribute to kills. Like at some point he can leave the lane and just go gank somewhere else because the lane is too hard to salvage. So that's an option he's got.
I like the aggression coming out from Kuroki here on the bottom lane. He's always very forward for the second that the puck just steps up maybe too far, uses that Waning Rift trying to go for the last hit. Play on him. Otherwise, you know, Miracle having a nice time in the bottom lane. GH having to swoop away here, but doesn't manage to grab. Oh, he did manage to grab it. All right, there's a double damage rune on GH. Deal.
Hard to tell with all these particles, Val.
I know, there's a lot of particles.
Going top. You think kill Mind Controller. It's got Rupture. Lifestealer does have Orb of Corrosion, one of the best items on Lifestealer carry right now. You're getting Orb of Venom slow and Ghoul Frenzy. It's like having 2 Orb of Venoms. It's definitely the nicest thing about the hero right now. Curiously, he actually maxed out Feast. I haven't done this myself. Smoke's gonna break though.
Yeah, they found Mind Control. Drops down the blood, right? Managed to go and stun him up though, and they've got plenty of damage here on the ground as they do some body blocks. Not gonna be able to quite land that split there. So he is gonna go down. GH is here. Doesn't have anything to cancel out those teleports though, as they do allow the Lesh to run away. And Shad is gonna join in here on the fight. GH does have to be a little bit careful. I don't believe he's got that Icarus dive over in the mid lane though. There is a big dive there over onto Aramis. They'll find the kill on the Earthshaker, and we will collect himself a kill.
Okay.
Bottom
Nice little
lane.
engagement.
I don't think you're too afraid if you're Miracle.
I think he's just trying to keep himself alive there with that Dream Claw. I didn't see how he jumped on him, but probably the normal stuff. Oh, Miracle's so close to Battle Fury. It's actually insane. This is actually funny. He's going to have to buy a Quelling Blade to finish his Battle Fury this game. I don't think I've seen that before.
Mid lane, Boom's taking a lot of damage. There's a lot of fire and sun and everything, Toasty, but they get the kill on Wee, and they're going to have to chase down Boom. Mind Control, though, taking his own damage here. Looks like he's going to be able to walk out.
Too bad. for the Leshrac. He's close to Ursa in terms of the net worth, only about 400. So there's this pressure up. It looks okay for them. They have some options. Yeah, the skill build on Lifestealer is definitely a little weird in my experience because all you do is get heal from Feast. It doesn't increase your damage. But hey, if it keeps him laning, that's also more important. GH is gonna have to dive away from this. No big deal again.
Back up. Well, I mean, we talked about Lifestealer and how we're all just a little bit not sure, you know, how this is going to play out. Although they do invade the jungle over here. Miracle will walk away. But I mean, perhaps, like, you know, being a little bit experimental with the build might make it a bit better.
I think he just wanted to have lane stability against Bloodseeker, who also has lane heals. So if like you don't heal equally as your opponent, then they're just going to attack you more often and force you out of the lane. So I think that's why he did this. But now it's going to make him a lot weaker in these early fights.
We doesn't have that lasso up just yet. We'll be able to go throw on the Firefly. A lot of damage coming out from the Ursas. Is looking like a dead Earthshaker as now Toby uses the orb. It's going to be able to go run away. And this little card, he has some special packages inside of it. It's got a Lifestealer who's trying to run out. And he does look like he's going to be able to just run away here. So some pressure being placed on the mid tower while this is all going on. Shad's just going to teleport back up to the top lane.
Well, it was used bottom, but did he whiff it? I don't know. It did seem like it hit anybody. Kind of weird. They're going to try to kill him now?
No, he's a little bit too far forward. So
that's fast.
We's going right after him. Look at him go. Taking a lot of these tower shots. He had the lasso. He was hoping maybe he could get a snag here. GH does have egg available. Several of the Viking heroes over on the high ground. Being allowed to cut the wave, though. Sure.
I can't defend this. There's actually no way. Leshrac was low mana. He's going back to heal. Lifestealer is literally not a hero for a while here. Like, he went bottom to, I don't know, lane there a bit, but he just can't fight for a while until he gets at least one damage item, especially with the skill build. Slow down, I guess.
Down, puck, silenced up. It's going to be a lasso over on the back end. Beautiful egg coming out from GH2 as there's no one here to hit it. Aramis taking too much damage from the Firefly. He is going to go down. The egg pops over on the back lines too as the Oracle gets the save up over onto Boom. They need to try to find enough damage here to get this kill. The Sunray coming in though. Keeps him alive just a little bit longer. Now Mind Control will fall. Kuro also trying to run away as Boom's chasing them down. He's trying to find the angle on this line, but he's so slow he's not able to quite find him. Toby throwing out the orb over on the side, still trying to find this vision. Waning Rift comes off, and they find the kill on Kuro. So Celery does get his kill on Kuro, but they end up losing the tower.
On the other side of the map, I think Radiant got a tower, or sorry, Dire got a tower kill too. The offlane tower for the Radiant side is gone. It's not the worst tower to take. A little bit of a closer Roche TP spot, so not terrible considering how the laning stage looked. I kind of was scared that Miracle was just going to roll away with the game super quickly, and he's still farming very well, but Boom's making, Viking's making some nice rotation deal with this. The TP from Lesh was certainly very impactful there.
Definitely, I feel like the tier 1 top for Radiant seems more important than this tier 1 bottom, but again, a little bit of gold coming in, holding down all the other heroes in the bottom lane too for the side of Viking, other than, you know, the Lifestealer. Does feel kind of nice. Oh, look at these stacks though. That always really good.
Stacks. Miracle's got, Miracle very excited now.
It's a bear with some honeycomb. Rapidly. Of course he's excited.
Dire's top tower.
Can't not watch stacks cleared. It just feels too good.
Well, we didn't watch them over here. Maybe we can watch the other one.
I had a great time.
Just rub it in, Purge. Rub it in. Bottom tower, though, some pressure being placed down. So while Miracle's farming up stacks, we are seeing Viking trying to put pressure on the actual objectives over here.
And mid tower is going to be the vulnerable one here for Viking. I don't know. Are they going to defend this in time? They're starting to rotate over. Again, they don't have the best tower pushers on Nigma, so that's one upside to their lineup.
I mean, Shad joining in the fight here. Tower taken down. They'll defend. See the rotations coming out. They do have Echo Slam available now on Aramis.
As long as he doesn't get like mega comboed like with stuns while Ursa's on top of them, Lifestealer is relatively fine. As long as there's creeps or allied heroes nearby that he can infest. And Armlet's a great build this game, certainly. It's going to increase his survivability a lot. They grab Wii though.
Yeah, they get the Dream Coil off, but where's the follow-up?
Just a little bit too far.
He's thinking about swinging back around again. Does get spotted out though. They have the vision. They had a ward. This is going to be a dead Weeha.
He just went right back in.
That was like an Envy level play right there. I'm very confused.
Hey, the puck or the coil got wasted. You know, Toby tried to catch him, and they didn't fissure follow up, which was kind of helpful. But yeah, it was a good way to approach too, up on the cliff there. But because they had the ward, they caught him there, and bit of a mistake.
Nice flow here coming out from GH. We'll just push Aramis back. He doesn't want to have to deal with Miracle. He is a very big, scary bear, of course. Those are up. We're going to see Viking pick up a few of those. Continue to farm. Blink Dagger very close now for Toby.
Dire's middle
He had a very rough laning state. He died like 4 times in the lane, but...
A lot of blinks that are coming, actually. The Earthshaker's been sent top. He gets lassoed, though.
That's not looking like a very... Yeah, that's a dead Aramis.
He's been living top, trying to get his Blink Dagger. Kuro was just sitting bottom, trying to work on his. He's only 900 gold in, so he's got a ways to go. But yeah, the Blink on puck is certainly going to be big here. His raw stats are not great. Oh, no.
Meteor Hammer connects over here on Toby, and he's ruptured to boot, so down he goes. And this will definitely be a mid-tower going to the side of Nigma.
Oh, the
boom.
only reason he died was no phase shift.
has been denied.
So if he had any points in phase shift, he would have been fine there. I believe if you're rooted, you can phase shift, but you can't jump away. I think is how it works. If I'm not mistaken, they just recently changed it. So he would have been able to phase shift, dodge the Meteor Hammer, and not died there. So a little, he won all these skill points and nukes because it was going to accelerate his farm speed and stuff like that, but he gets punished there for it. But at least he's going to be able to respawn and try to make a kill happen with this.
Are they even going to go for this, though? It feels like the side of Viking is just trying to push out the waves, and they don't seem like they know any ideas going on here.
I don't, there's no way they can fight Surly, right? Like, they've got Blink on Puck, but they don't have a Blink on Earthshaker yet. Earthshaker's only level 7. So yeah, they could, like, run in and try to take an engagement with their opponents. They're going to have vision, and everything would have gone bad.
They have to be so careful here. Back to Bear jumping forward immediately, plus the egg. The save comes out from Celery. He's going to try to keep the Earthshaker alive just a little bit longer with the bounce back here. No one is hitting this egg. This is not going to be good. Down goes the egg. Or rather, it pops right open. They follow up with the Dream Coil. Look at all this damage just getting dumped down. Viking turning the game back around again as mind control goes down. Kuro trying to run away. Of course, Miracle, he's back up and kicking. The Echo Slam comes out, though. They'll be able to go get the stun. Boom is going to fall, but Toby here still poking. Can they get the kill on Wee? Yes, they will. And now it is just one little bear against the world. He's still going to be able to kill Aramis. And now it's a showdown here between Shad and the Miracle.
Holy
Shad being the Chad. And
no
Kuro.
kidding. I saw him fighting that Earth, and I was like, there's no way he's going to kill this guy. But he did it. The armlet with the Orb of Corrosion, it was enough damage. They cleans up that kill. What a crazy fight for I cannot wait to watch the replay for that engagement.
Well, you're in luck because nope, not yet. Not ready yet.
So beautiful.
Not
okay,
ready yet.
Great initiation. They caught Puck on the side. The egg was in a perfect position. Oracle dies, but then here comes this AoE stun. Who was it? The Dream Coil into the stun from Leshrac changed everything here. Huge AoE damage. And boom, once again, he's owning on his Lesh. A crucial mana drain here actually by Lion to prevent a stun follow-up from Leshrac to defend himself. That was huge. They clean up Weehaw. Oh, man, what a fun fight. And there's Ursa's ulti being down, so that's why he ended up getting beaten. Tower helps a lot too, but what a fight there for Viking.
No emotion whatsoever coming out from the side of the players, but I'm sure inside they're pretty happy that went their way.
They are still losing, so
they are.
Can't get excited.
True.
But Blink's up on Earthshaker because of that fight. Leshrac able to pick up a Vambrace, really good item to have this game, either for damage or for survivability. He's got BOTs, he's got Yules, he's got a Voodoo Mask now for spell lifesteal. He's going Bloodstone, and as long as he can stand in the middle of the enemy lineup and not get bursted instantly, they're going to be in a great spot on the Viking side, at least for the time.
I mean, that's what Panel was saying, is once you start getting a couple items for this Viking lineup, it is much scarier the side of Nigma because they're not going to be able to just burst quite as well.
Yeah, that's exactly. For now, regain map control, stand approximately with each other. Lifestealer going for a Basher next. It's a great item solution against the Ursa. Prevent him from hitting you, give you some stun solutions against him or other people that might have BKBs. So it's a good way to transition. So maybe not as high damage as we normally see in pub builds from Lifestealer, but it's definitely going to make his teamfight contribution feel a lot better.
Well, they were trying to guess. They were trying to find GH, but a little bit faster than them. Teleports out, easy peasy.
Show position of letter invis or hidden, so a little bit of a check there for Boom.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Successfully dodging each other for the time being. You can see GH is playing in the bottom, trying to just keep the wave pushed out, while everyone is doing some tower damage and whatnot. Top lane, you can see Miracle farming up the creeps. BKB does get finished for the Bat Rider, though. That is going to be a bit of a game changer.
We all had such a good early game, but he just died a little bit too much in the mid game. And I feel like if he has BKB in that last fight, it's probably very different. He wouldn't have been chain comboed by like the puck coil into the split earth. He does a lot more damage there. Maybe keeps some people alive. Maybe they win that fight. All right. On Ursa.
The initiation on Ursa. He tries to hop away. He cannot do it fast as the fissure comes out. The jump forward here from Shad and Aramis. Miracle just barely staying alive. Snaps up the boundary, but they'll even go so far as to use that Dream Coil, and they'll be able to finally slay him. Now we joining in the fight, tries to get a little bit of damage off. Not sure if they want to hard commit on this. They really do need the bear.
Huge fight there for Viking. It's a hard decision for Miracle there. He only sees one Leshrac. He gets Yules. He doesn't want to pop his ulti there, and he can't blink afterwards. But then the problem was that, like, by the time all the Lesh damage comes out, there was a Fissure follow-up, and then there was a Blink Enchant Totem follow-up. And at that point, you're like, man, I really should have just used Enrage and ran for my life. But it's really hard in those moments, especially at nighttime, to make the perfect decision. But with all things said, Nigma is still winning this game by a lot. 7k gold advantage, so kills like that might feel really impactful, but if you can't compound your net worth advantage with these kills, it's Vikings just fighting for scraps.
So what needs to happen next for the side of Viking? I mean, obviously the kills are nice, like you said, but they're still behind.
They are. It's mostly the fact that it's taking Viking a lot of heroes to get solo kills, basically, or to get kills, whereas Nigma is spread across the map pretty safely. And therefore, they're just farming better.
Shad, they have the lasso up. Aramis getting ready, does have the fissure, but it's a little too late as they manage to go and grab the lifesteal, drag him back into the arms of everyone else here. He's taking a lot of damage. He's going to hunt to ride here over with Toby. The buyback's coming out immediately from Celery as he fell earlier. Hex comes out and looks like they're thinking about re-engaging. Look at Boom. He's just running in. I hear a Dream Coil over to the side, manages to go and hold down the Ursa and the Bat Rider. The jump forward here. Shad just going to town over here onto Miracle. He is silent step, but on the back lines, Kuro will fall. Egg coming up over on the side, buys them just a little bit more time at the Sunray, trying to do some damage, trying to heal them up. The puck, though, going right forward again. Miracle trying to man fight here with this lifesteal. He's not going to be able to do it. Down he goes. Over on the side, GH is trying to use the Meteor Hammer, trying to just slow them down, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to, as they're still on the hunt. Wee is flapping those little wings on his bat as fast as he can, or rather, it's a little crow, but either way, Boom still really trying to get him, taking a lot of damage from the Firefly. I don't know. I think they're going to just turn around. Yeah. It was a long chase there.
I mean, ultimately, was that the only hero that died, the Oracle, who bought back? And if so, excellent fight for Viking. I mean, they're picking their targets really well. The Egg was well placed, but Viking did a great job moving away from it. And Leshrac just looking like a pretty decent Ursa solution at this mid-game phase. I mean, Ursa did not pick up a fast BKB. He went Battle Fairy into Blink, into Basher to try to have some solutions against the Lifestealer. But I think the lack of BKB is really what's hurting him in these engagements. Because at some point, they're just going to stun Ursa once, and they're going to do a lot of magic damage to him in those moments. Fissure was even bad for Viking. Their initiation didn't look that good. They killed the Ursa, or the Oracle on the backline, which was excellent, but they ruptured, they infested the puck, and they still allowed them to re-engage after the BKB ended. So great grab by Toby to force this fight with this Blink Dream Coil that I did immediately afterwards. That was huge.
Definitely was the hero of the day there to save the life, but have a big smoke coming out now here from Viking. And the Roche Pit, and anything to there just yet. They do have decent vision too, when you consider that they have that ward over in the jungle. So it'll be interesting if they try to make any plays here. Patient currently. Well, they'll reveal themselves over in the mid lane a little bit.
Kind of interesting that they smoked like this, but they sat very defensively on their high ground. Maybe they were worried about a ward, and they were hoping that Nigma would run into them again. It's probably what they're doing, but a little curious they used the smoke for it. But I like that they've defended their whole jungle here. This is generally more defensive this area than you will normally see out of a team. Usually they'll just ignore this area of the map, their dire jungle, and they'll go play in the enemy side of the map instead. But I think it's a little bit tough with the Boots of Travel Bat Rider to always get that circumstance. So it's like, if you go spread across the map, it's probably a lot easier for Nigma to pick you off. So they want to stay together, and thus they're defending their jungle.
Boom's gonna be feeling pretty good right now. He's got himself an arcane rune. He ran into several of the Nigma heroes and was able to just walk away from them. A lot of information going back and forth currently. No one really hard committing.
And he's got his Bloodstone finish. More heal, lots of raw HP, tons of mana regen. That's going to mean straightforward for them. On the Nigma side of things, Lion's had his Blink Dagger for a while here. GH has Yules and Meteor Hammer to take fights. No BKB for Bloodseeker just yet. He's still missing about 800 gold for that. That'll make his initiations easier. Toby's going to get spotted, though.
Slippery. Very slippery. The puck. Especially once he has that blink.
Doing up his BKB now, but very far away from that. Still needs about that. With this, Viking still only sitting about 5 to 6k net worth disadvantage. It's not amazing, but they are feeling more confident to move across the map. From Lifestealer queuing up at Lincoln's now, so that's where he's going next. Doesn't want to get lassoed. I suppose worried about Abyssal Blade later in the game. But they're going to sit together very, very often here. Because they do not want to get cost separate. They'll get picked off and eaten apart.
They have to be so careful because the Bat Rider did just pick up Blink as well, so even easier pickings if they are separated, but you have to be careful. I like the way that, you know, both teams play, right? You've got one of your cores who's hitting creeps. The rest of them are just really close by at all times, so that way, if there is any sort of initiation, I think I just confessed, coming out here.
Yep.
They can make these plays. Yeah, they've been jumping into Aramis. There's the Echo Slam. They jump immediately over here onto the Bloodseeker. Mind control is just evaporated, but they do manage to find a little friend over here on the side, and they'll take down Toby.
Tower is under attack.
One offlane for one offlane. Both teams doing the same thing, showing their offlane hero, and the rest of the team goes and kills the other guy. See if they can get the D ward. Other ops is in a great place. These sentries aren't going to spot it. They'll be able to control the tri-camp area now. They feel pretty comfortable with it. They don't want to kill the sentries. They don't want to reveal that they're actually still here. See if anybody actually cleans up or not, but
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
easy kills, I guess. Trying to see if they can get Nigma to run into them.
Yeah, it feels like a bait.
Get those pickups.
Come on.
Bait and information restrict. Both of those things for sure.
It's very important.
Everybody farming.
The BKB is picked up on Ursa now. That's a big deal. Do you wait for the BKB on mind control too before you try to do anything?
I think they probably will. I mean, Bloodseeker running and slapping is not that important, but generally very helpful. He doesn't have to, he can play more careful. But they've got vision of him if they collapse on him.
I think they don't see anyone else on the side of Nigma on the map, so they're...
Yes.
He's getting ready. Sees Boom. That's going to be his big target if he can get over there. Knock back here. Miracle jump forward. The waning rip, though, coming out from Toby. He's going to get stuck over here on the side. Manages to get the Dream Coil off, though. Now this Lashreki's Wrath. Oh, they get the save off, though, from Celery. They need to just give him enough healing to keep him alive long enough. And I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do it as they go. And they find the kill on Celery. Boom, running away. The egg pops over on the back line. Boom, he's left all alone, but he's still alive somehow. They're still managing to do this. Buyback coming out now from Mind Control as they just chonk away over here at Miracle. Shad gets himself a double kill. And now he's trying to find some more kills, some more people to go and slap, as you said, Purge. Although Aramis throwing out that fissure is going to make it a little bit more difficult for him to get over there as they get the lasso back. Oh, this is looking so good now for Nigma as they managed to find the kill on the Lifestealer.
The only reason he survived was he had his Bloodstone going while he got ultied by Oracle, and he got salved by Oracle, and he had bottle charges. So it was like an insane amount of healing pumping out to keep him alive there. But it did give them a moment where they got to turn around that fight that looked so bad, basically. Puck's ultimate was more or less wasted, not very useful. Leshrac was the guy that got targeted. He does not want to get ruptured. He's somebody that wants to be able to move around and do other things. They want Lifestealer to be the target of that if possible, because he's got solutions to it. Leshrac's a lot more restricted.
Perfect pick off there. They managed to find two of the harder to pin down heroes. Side of Viking.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
7k now. Lead now.
Almost Lincoln's for Lifestealer. That'll solve the solution, or solve the problem from the last fight at least.
Dagger also just get now on Leshrek. Using those spider legs to do a little bit of climbing here. They're in the pit. They use a scan. They know that they're in there. You gotta get over there pretty fast, though. They do have a smoke over on Celery. Aramis waiting to jump in. The BKB coming out from Weehaw, though, as they force them away. They want to make sure that Miracle can go and get this Aegis. That is the Aegis on the bear.
Fast, actually, because they use Blood Rage from Bloodseeker to increase Ursa's attack speed by 120. That's why I died so quickly here. Kind of a cool little combo there with the Bloodseeker offlane. So back to the drawing board for Viking. They're going to group up again, sitting around, waiting for these great engagements if they find them. Puck is scraping towards an ag slowly. 600 gold left. He's relying on the Philosopher's Stone, but this is obviously the downside of having to 5-man so much. They're going to walk right under a ward, by the way, but they're just not going to farm as well as their opponents. So having issues staying in line with what Nigma's working with gold-wise.
Careful, Puck. Toby going forward, immediately breaking the smoke to jump forward here from We and Miracle. Another waning rift here from Toby. He needs the rest of his team to get here fast as Mind Control teleporting his way over. Tisha gets thrown out from Aramis, just trying to cut them off. Of course, We does not care about this. He's still hunting after this Puck. By a little bit more time, Blink forward, has the illusory orb, and he's going to be able to still walk away. Oh, never mind, as We finds the Puck, drags him right back into the arms of Miracle. Do enough damage, and down goes Toby. Now it's looking like Aramis is not going to survive this, as he'll be the next one to fall. The rest of Viking, they just want to teleport out. They don't want to have to stay here.
It's so hard to get away from a Batrider. With Boots of Travel and Blink Dagger. Ooh, instantly running at Leshrac, though.
Boom. I don't think he was anticipating that We would be already down here, as is Miracles. They're going to slow him down. He's that Yules, hoping to buy a little bit more time. Spider Legs crawling over to Shad. Does have the Life Stealer there for the support if necessary.
You guys see the Batrider counter there? He instantly turns around and Yules Batrider despite having Napalm on him. And that's because Spider Legs increases your turn rate. The perfect bat counter. What a good item for Leshrac here. That's the only reason that went so cleanly. Normally turn around and it takes like half a second. He gets a lasso or casts a mother spell. Nope. Good luck.
Good old Spider Legs. Top lane. Trying to get some damage off here over onto GH. The stun comes through, but he's all hexed up, and he's going to be held into place. Echo Slam comes out from Aramis, and it does a decent amount of damage. They get the kill, but it's not looking very good for Boom here, so he just ends up standing still, and down he goes. Aramis back here with the fissure, trying to slow down Miracle a little bit. Shad is here. The Lincoln's pops. Forced to go and use that rage. And Weehaw, is he going to be able to make it out? Yes! Ooh, did you see his face? He's feeling very happy, very lucky about that, as the Dream Coil did get used over here on the Puck.
Still got Blink, though. They could chase here if they want to, but they don't necessarily know how long it's going to take till Batrider gets back. So for now, they're just going to reset. Gold advantage just keeps going Nigma's way. They're just fighting better. Buyback on Leshrac certainly doesn't help, obviously, but it's just harder for Lifestealer to do stuff. He doesn't have a Blink Dagger. Fitting a Blink Dagger in his inventory isn't going to like increase his damage very much in comparison to like for Ursa. So Ursa just always gets to hit the backline. Lifestealer has to like walk in, enrage, fight some guy. It's just a much harder game for Lifestealer to play. And he's only 3-1-6. It feels he's got all this net worth and he's farming pretty fine, but I just feel like we're not seeing his impact too much because Nigma's not initiating on him. It's going on his allies, and then he has to spend all this time running around trying to catch up. He got the perfect neutral item with Elven Tunic that'll offset some of this problem, but it feels really hard for him.
And there's a reason that we have not been seeing much life stealing. Is this the only game that we've getting picked up?
So far, yeah.
Yeah. He made it look pretty good early, but he is running into those issues. Hided, and they're just ignoring him. In fact, it feels like almost every time they're going after either Boom, because they know that he's doing a lot of damage, or just the Earthshaker because he is main source of lockdown.
Puck is definitely another guy they want to kill. He's got Ags now, queuing up an Aeon Disc, but he's got 3,000 gold till that's finished, and his net worth is not looking amazing. He's got almost the same net worth of Lion, so
it was a hard Puck.
Really,
like
it was.
What was it? 4 deaths in lane.
Yeah, the laning stage was definitely really. The Lion pick really solidified what they want with the combination of others. Could have been different if there was a different carry, but you know, Nigma got the lane setup they wanted.
I always enjoy looking at these death overlays and how the highest deaths are always green. Like, congratulations, you've died the most.
You won. You're collecting numbers on a scoreboard. It's good, right?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. Oh, make people feel better. Octarine Core completed now for We.
I love that build up now from Aether Lens. It just feels so much easier for a lot of heroes to fit in the Octarine. Nice cooldown reduction, some great raw HP, more mana than you know what to do with, and 2 flame break charges. Oof.
It's very nice.
Burn them a lot.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
building up to the Abyssal Blade over on Shad. That'll help a little bit in these fights, but not gonna be enough.
It'll definitely help. It's actually maybe really significant just because it's gap close. It's something we kind of take for granted nowadays, especially because a lot of carries are buying blinks. But yeah, the gap close for lifesteal, like I said earlier, he doesn't have that like he used to. You can't open wounds, approach somebody, wait 2 seconds, and then use rage. So if he can use the Abyssal, the gap close on those supports could be huge.
Chad, you need to get out of there, my friend. Spots out Toby. Toby blink forward here, rather using Rift to go forward. The jump forward again here from the Bears in the middle of everyone. Chad will turn right back around again, gets off a couple of these nice hits. Mind control separated though here, needs to be a little bit careful. They use the Dream Coil over onto 3 to hold them into place, get off some of this damage. Leash coming out as they follow up the fissure. The Echo Slam coming through. Beautifully done here as Miracle now. He's got that BKB going. They've got the egg. It's going to go down. Shad, he's just going to town over here. And look at the celery keeping Shad alive. It's going to allow him to go right back in again. Boom's doing so much damage over here. Blood Right coming in through. Down goes Miracle as Mind Control is just running the heck out of here.
No, their fighting has been really good here. Nigma goes in, tries to grab the puck. The puck phase shift dodges their initiation. At that point, the Ursa's kind of overextended, but they step back. They wait for their moment. And they, with the Observer Ward, they got that great Dream Coil on 3 heroes. And they slow played it for sure. They fissured, they enchant totem. And then when it was looking really good, then they go in to secure the Echo Slam kill. Plus they got the egg. Everything looking good in the last couple fights.
Those were BKBs that got popped during that too. Like they just ran out of really beautiful positioning coming out, especially from Celery there, because he is usually, you know, one of those heroes that they want to try to jump in after so he can't get off the ultimate. And he kept Shad alive there. Definitely the Wambulance MVP.
Just that place to get Dream Coiled with 3 heroes is so rough. So you're going to get grouped up. It makes Earthshaker even stronger and gives Viking an opportunity to initiate. So there's the Abyssal up for Lifestealer.
And look at what they've managed to do after that one fight, Purge. They took that fight, they got the kills, they used the BKBs. Granted, they had to use a lot of the ultimates. Oh my gosh, they're jumping forward immediately. They just want to take down Mind Control, and they'll be able to do it. But they've taken down the tier 1, they took down the tier 2, and I'm thinking they're going to be getting this tier 3 too. Dream Coil gets used. The follow-up here. BKB coming out from the Bat Rider, but Chad jumps forward. He had that Abyssal Blade to knock them back just a little bit, and they do have to be a bit careful. They don't want to overcommit. The people are coming back up, but I guess Aramis, he wants his kill anyways because he goes in for the Echo Slam, and they will kill Wee and take the tower and walk away.
Big mistake there on Nigma. GH used the Yules as he dove in, and that was the same time that Weehaw goes in. So then Weehaw has to sit there for 2.5 seconds to do anything, but his BKB runs out, and then he gets majorly punished here. And that Echo Slam was up real quick, by the way. That's the quickening charm that Aramis was holding. But that was, I don't think they anticipated all that damage. But
I doubt they did. Look at Chad. He's just chonking away at these buildings. Fast they're going down here.
Radiant's middle.
They didn't even need Aegis for that purge.
Yeah,
they just strolled on in, knocked it, kicked down the door, and said, hi. You don't have a door anymore.
The net worth is finally, it's completely changed now. All because fuck Ags, basically. Dodging that fight, getting the big ulti, counteracts the BKBs, just bought them time to work their opponents down. I mean, it lingers for a long time. It's 8 seconds with Ags. That's like a lot of BKB duration for most heroes, if not the whole dang thing. So if you just ulti them, you just sit back, twiddle your thumbs, and then you initiate afterwards once the BKBs are over. So, man, Vision really changing everything there, and Nigma throwing away a sizable advantage.
I don't think they were expecting that much aggression to come outpouring that fast all of a sudden. I think it caught them a little bit off guard. We have the Aeon Disc on the Puck now, so Puck's hopefully going to be able to get the jump here. Leveler gets found by Boom. Things are looking pretty nice here for Viking.
It's a great item on Lifestealer. I wonder if he's going to keep it, though. Elven Tunic is still really solid with the movement speed, the evasion. It gives about half the attack speed. He might stick with
looks like he is.
So that he can move around better.
BKB picked up now for Earthshaker. Ooh. And scarier for the side of Nigma. Couriers are going to hang out together, have a cup of coffee in the Roche pit while they wait for him to show up back home again. Get out.
So having BKB just means that Kuro's game is even harder now. Earthshaker doesn't have to worry about getting his Blink Dagger interrupted by a lot of things too. Sitting. To break smokes.
Feels like they're a little scared on the side of Nigma currently. they're grouped up. Granted, they want to stay around the Roche pit, obviously.
Yeah, they don't want to. They also don't want to force the fight and use all their big cooldowns and win it before Roche is up for sure. Because then they might win the fight and sit around being like, "Uh-oh, Roche isn't up yet," and then they respawn, and then they'd have to do the same thing again. You know, so a little safer for them to at least wait for Roche.
But they know something's up. They've got creeps just scrolling into their base, and no one's clearing them out.
Yeah, of course. And Viking definitely knows that Nigma is sitting at the tri-camp area. Absolutely. Yeah. But it's not that big of a deal because if you have like these little like moon wells and 2 tier 4s, not too bad to let that defend.
Roche is up. Be a very big fight very soon.
To the impurities.
Blessing is on the line this time around as well.
Telescopes.
Flirting back in and out of this pit area so that they can get initiation. They'll find themselves an illusion of the puck. One else patiently waiting over on the high ground.
And in the meantime, Leshrac can go split push bottom because he's got BOTs. He can get away with this, but the illusion gave a lot of value on the side of Viking there.
Another one to send in as well. Orb coming through with a little bit of vision. See that Miracle's in the pit. Sunray is going to come out. Boom. Jumping forward here has the BKB. He's going to make plays over onto Miracle, but over on the back line, surprise! Guess who's here? It's Shad and the puck, and they're going to get the Dream Coil off. Miracle, oh, he gets smashed up! They're tunking away over here at the fair. They have to be careful, though. It does have the cheese. Egg goes off on the back lines. They have that Sunray, keeping him alive just a little bit longer. Kuro buying back right now. The split, though, over here, over onto Miracle. Shad chasing down Mind Controls, forced to get out that BKB, but he's immediately going to turn right back around again as he's going to try to finish off this bear, and he's just doing so much damage. Purge down he goes. Mind Control 2 is not looking good. He's also going to fall. As both of them are down. Boom is just hightailing it over here after Kuro. He's looking for him. Ring around the rosy. And eventually, he is going to probably burn to death. Is he going to be able to make it out? No. Boom says, come back here. I'm not done with you yet.
Perfect play by Viking there. The wraparound at the same time that they found that opportunity. But really, the illusion escape used by Puck there was instrumental, letting them know that their opponents weren't taking Roche. They pick up free Ags on Leshrac. It's amazing this game. But basically, they initiate backline, they pick off those important supports, and they just kept buying time and kept buying time. They skirmished with the Ursa, and he's only got these small windows. He's got BKB to be safe, but once that runs out, yeah, he's got Enrage, but the Yules just buy so much time to counteract Enrage and give them chain disable follow-up. That allows him to get his HP low and force him in a bad spot. So they're just going to hit tier 4s and force some buybacks here.
Purge, there's no buyback on this bear, though. There's no... All right, they do have it now.
How could you not know that he was 2 gold away?
Thanks, Purge. All right, cool. But yeah, the damage is coming out over here onto the bottom area. Tower's going to go down. The blink forward. Karamis was looking for that opening here. BKB, though, holding the Hui into place. The Abyssal Blade comes out. Celery will find the kill. They go right back here over to the tower. They do have buyback on the Spat Rider, but I'm a little worried. What is he going to do here? Bear's going to be up in about 2 seconds.
They don't have the tier 2 top, so they can't mega creep here. It's possible that they'll back up. Because going tier 4s is a completely different position. Like, somebody gets lassoed and ran all the way into fountain, like, you're not saving that, right? But and they have a lot of gold now. 7,000 gold sitting on Leshrac, and he just picked up a free Ags. The reason Ags is excellent on Lesh here, it makes you ethereal, and it makes people near you ethereal and take more damage and get slowed. It's the perfect Ursa counter in this circumstance.
Was that what we saw too with the Bat Rider? I think we saw, it looked like he went ethereal, and then we had the nuke that just came out from...
Yeah, that was probably it. Probably used it there. It's really effective against those right-click heroes. Ursa's got a hard game to play here.
Nice pickup for sure. Buyback coming out now from Wii. They're not quite ready to let them have these mega creeps. It's like Viking, they'll respect it.
Great control. Take the tri-camp. This means your opponents basically can't leave the base. Also helps the fact that the 2 lanes that you already raxed was not the tri-camp one. And therefore, those are the ones that your opponents are going to have to deal with constantly. So they're going to sit the tri-camp, they're going to cut the mid wave, they're going to cut the top wave, and they're not going to let Nigma leave the base. They're going to keep the 17k gold advantage and turn it into more items. Flesh has too many items, actually. He's got a Shiva's Guard in his backpack. Sold his Yules, it seems, also.
Too many nice items for Boom to be playing with this time around. Plus, got the cheese there, so... What's that double damage on Chad? I'm sure he's very much hunting, looking for whoever he can pick off. In fact, Weehaw might be the target because he does keep going forward. Creeping around though. Bottom lane, they'll go. They'll find Miracle. They'll follow up with the Fissure. But over on the back lines, look at the damage coming out. They just rip apart Kuroki. And the damage again. Miracle trying to get off some of these bear swipes is not looking good though, because Shaddy just dishes out too much damage. The split comes out again here from Boom, and they're just chopping away here over at this poor bear. Miracle forced to use the ulti to run out. There's going to be a drag back though. They'll find Boom. Oh, nicely done though by Celery. He immediately throws out the false promise, purges it off. Rupture coming out. The egg has gone off, but they were too far away here. As you can see Toby blinking forward. Chad on the back lines. He takes down Mind Control. And look at Nigma. They have to run away. And the bird's able to fly out. But Chad, they're still hunting. They should be able to go for this kill. The force comes forward. The Echo Slam even came out. Didn't quite connect here. Chad considering going right back in again. He needs to be careful. He's taking a lot of damage here from Miracle, but again, he has an Aegis. He doesn't seem to carry. He's just going to turn right back around, start slapping away. The Ethereal comes out. The pop again coming out. West, he goes for the Infest with Boom. The Force is back in. Nigma, they have to just hide in the base right now. We's thinking about going out again, but look at this. How do you go after them? How do you deal with this? They still have not been able to burn the Aegis over on this Lifestealer. The swoop coming out from GH, trying to draw some of the creeps back, but he's got all these Cardies and all these range creeps. Turn their attention again over to the top tower. It's still standing. Weeha trying frantically whatever he can do. As you can see, some of those spirits being tossed out, trying to slow down Chad from just hitting these buildings. Puck will back off. Miracle coming forward again, gets the jump off over on the side. They can't do it because of the Ethereal coming out yet again. Toby does finally fall. And it looks like it's Shad versus a Miracle. GH trying everything that he can, but Shad, he's just chasing after them. They need just a little bit more damage, and they don't have the detection. Kuro running for his life. There's a lasso getting pulled out here by Wee, but Kuro will go down, and now Miracle trying to bear hop away. He has to pop the BKB to get back into his own fountain. Miracle again jumping forward. He's not ready to give up. Shad though says, don't you dare touch him. Weeha flying away on his Crow. He knows that he just cannot stand toe-to-toe with these guys right here, right now. Do they go for it? They're hunting.
I can't believe this game isn't over yet. They've been constantly fighting for legitimately 2 minutes here. But every move has just been counteracted consistently from both sides. And as such, they weave back and forth, getting kills, backing up, taking Iraqs. And finally now, we're going to see the game slow down for at least some cooldown time. Puck's dead for 60 seconds, so if you guys want a more game, you got it.
We got some neutral items coming out soon, yeah?
I don't think so.
No, not
till 60 minutes. We gotta wait.
60.
I don't think it's gonna be that long of a game, but
you say that, Purge. We tend to get the longest games though when you and I are
that is true.
Are casting.
It's so hard for Ursa to play this game. Actually, I kind of wonder if he really needed status resistance, because it does feel like chainstones are what are hurting him the most in this engagement. Just consistently, when his BKB's down, he just gets fissured and enchant totemed, and with quickening charm, it's up pretty often, and making his life really hard.
It is rapier time, my friend.
That's a great choice, really good choice, because they're struggling. He needs to be able to kill these people really quick. He did. He struggled killing the Oracle in the top racks area fight. Got the Ghost Scepter off, bought time to keep them alive. So more burst damage is absolutely needed.
Did he need to have the BKB earlier?
I genuinely think so. Like, think about it this way. He basically bought Basher because he's like, I want to be able to kill Lifestealer even when he rages. But Lifestealer was not the problem right there. It was stuns and less track damage. If he gets BKB, then he ignores Lifestealer probably, and he kills other heroes. But because he itemized to counter the Lifestealer, who wasn't a problem there, he basically bought time for Viking to win team fights, and therefore get back into the game and make Lifestealer actually more of a nuisance than he was right at that moment. So I think if he had gone like Blink into BKB first, maybe he would have been in a better place. But with that said, like if he blinks on somebody and doesn't have Basher, maybe they just save themselves, you know? It's kind of a scary situation otherwise. So we're going to see a lot of turtling here for Nigma. They're not going to feel comfortable leaving their base. Vikings going to be finishing and collecting more items. Leshrac does pick up his shard, which is great. The only reason he bought it is because there was almost nothing else that he could possibly buy. It's not good, but we will possibly see a second Splitterth land and do something. But he's got nothing else to spend his money on.
I love how just very realistic you are. Just, guys, this isn't good. It's literally pretty much the only thing that he could buy at this point. Maybe he could get himself, like, you know,
that's
a moon shard at this point. Start handing them out like candy. But
yeah, he could have given a moon shard to Lifestealer. You know, that's
the Arcane Blink too. That's another option that could have gone as well.
Arcane Blink is an option. I don't think the other ones would have been that good. He's got a lot of strength. He could have used the Overwhelming Blink potentially. He's got a lot of spell damage. Yeah, that might have been kind of cool. Lower movement speed, that kind of thing while you're chasing. Lifestealer picked up his shard too. It's the Open Wounds one. It's a really cool skill. You guys probably haven't heard of it before. It slows your opponent and gives you lifesteal. Very cool. But it'll help him in gap close situations. Anything else? That's about it. All the other items look pretty standard.
The Aeon disc picked up now for the Earthshaker. Got the courier taking the out here. What's going on? Walk right next to Furry the Fish.
It's a long respawn on Roche, so most likely we'll see Viking just sit outside the base, wait till Aegis. They do not want to throw this game. I'm sure they've got buybacks on almost all their heroes, but it'll look really...
Yeah, and that's like...
No, actually. Puck's got to wait 3 minutes, and the 2 supports are also a little underfarmed. So lots of reasons for Viking just not to take a fight right now.
Well, I mean, God, it feels like it was just like 3 minutes ago where we're just like, wow, Nigma has such a lead, you know, in terms of net worth. But then we had that 3-minute long fight where now they're 22K up. What a game.
You know, it's the advantage of having map control. Opponents aren't going to feel comfortable to leave the base, and this is what ends up happening.
So what is the perfect play here for Nigma so that they don't lose any more of their building?
Have perfect vision of Roche somehow without your opponent spotting the courier going there. Push out the lanes enough that you could potentially smoke and take a fight at the Roche pit. Nah, that's not going to be good. I think they're going to have to, like, basically if they go and fight in the Roche, it's not as advantageous as fighting in their base because then they can't buy back and get there as quickly. So I think they just basically have to turtle, let their opponents take Roche. They can maybe try to take a fight there. They're scanning now. Roche not up for a minute and a half, so they're not going to have a scan available until it's basically up. And in fact, when it comes off cooldown, it's like ready just to...
I feel like they're... Oh, we get a refresher orb now completed for the puck. Very difficult.
Yeah, Venn diagram.
Circles. That seems to be the theme recently. All the circles. Is this just the circle Dota patch?
Viking anticipating some potential smoke moves by Nigma to go investigate the jungle. So they're sitting illusions on Lifestealer in good places with the illusionist cape, and then Lifestealer ready to counter-initiate if needed. He's trying to finish his Daedalus, but he's obviously waiting to buy back gold. Generally, this is just like one of those unfortunate games where like one of your heroes is so much better at killing creep waves than the others that he has literally all the net worth. So a lot of this net worth advantage on the Viking side is a little bit unnecessary. There's 8K sitting in Leshrek's bank right now that is not useful. His buyback cost is 4,000 gold. So like,
hence the buyback.
Yeah, so they're not completely out of the water, even though they have this nice net worth advantage. I'm sure Orc would love another item if they're struggling to finish his Daedalus, for example. Probably shouldn't be the case, but it is because Lifestealer just doesn't farm nearly as fast as...
Nice tasty arcane rune here for Boom. As they're just hanging around the pit. They can't even send their couriers over their Purge. Every time Nigma sends one of those couriers over, it immediately just gets murdered. They have just so much control. It's a line of demarcation. Look at that! Ta-da! Guess what just spawns up? Who just picked up a heart?
Is that what you saw?
I saw a heart just get picked up. Yeah, okay, Miracle just picked it up. It went too fast. I was busy looking at the Roche, looking at the courier. You know, I'm all over the place. These fights have been a little all over the place too. I'm just always trying to see what the next moves are. But yeah, this Roche is going down real fast.
Everybody positioned to make sure that their opponents can't get into this. They spot heroes, and like if versus hitting mid wave, there's no way they're going to come for this. So,
no. All right, built by Shad.
Who gets the axe? Actually, it's kind of cool on Lifestealer. I've never tried it before, but it looks good. It's kind of like Ricky ulti, but you're inside somebody else. And it's kind of cool because it gives you an option to do it after like rage ends to buy you like a couple seconds. With that said, though, he does end up taking it up. So yeah, he jumps inside an enemy here for 4 seconds, attacking them from the inside every 1.25 seconds and doubling his regen rate. And it gives him the cast range of Infest up to 500 and reduces the cooldown to 25. So that part's pretty cool. It lowers his cooldown. He can use that to heal his allies for 1200 HP alone, or he could use it to jump in enemies and just shred them up. So
God, that image of just having someone inside of you and like clawing, ugh. Gross.
I didn't say it.
Lifestealer is a gross hero. But it seems to be an effective one right now, so we'll see. Smoke up on the side of Viking. They're going to bait Shad. Full showing over on the mid wave. For that perfect opportunity jump. The question is, who is your target? Wee's obviously a great choice. Mind Control, they don't seem too concerned about that. Looks like it is going to be Wee, though, so they'll get the stun off. Less the Dream Coil jump over onto the back line, so they've got this totally split off. The BKB popped over here on Wee. Chad having a little bit of damage, but he's inside the bear, and he's ripping him apart from inside. Now just try to run away. They have the false promise over here on the Leshrek as Chad just going to town over here. Miracle needs to be careful, though. Kuro is still up, so that is going to be the Aegis that goes down, but Mind Control will fall here. Buyback now from the Bloodseeker. It's go time as they go right back in with the fissure. Big old split earth going on the side. Chad just going to town over here on Miracle. Is forced pop. The BKB turns right back around. Mind Control can't afford to go down here as they've already lost GH. Snap comes out. Fissure comes through. They get the kill on the bear. Buyback now from Wee. As they don't want to... Oh, never mind. They say, all right, that's enough. GG. Viking showing up for this game number 1. And there it is. There's the smiles coming out from the squad.
I'm really glad he infested Batrider at the end because we got a great demonstration that Ag's lifesteal used offensively is terrible. Don't buy that out, guys. All right, but Viking taking the win with a huge net worth advantage. The crucial thing was they stopped Batrider from going in. They jumped on him with Fissure, they used Dream Coil, and then they dealt with the rest of the fight. And yeah, Miracle did great. He got the first lifestealer kill, but there was another Aegis, and there was still a whole lot of other heroes on Viking that were ready.
cores like Lesh that aren't going to work against the bat if the Oracle doesn't exist. I know we already highlighted Celery, but it really does open up their draft so much. And since Team Nigma is so reliant upon that Bat Rider, that's what I'm keeping an eye out for. I have to assume they're going to pick it, but, you know, never know. Maybe they'll mix it up.
Well, they definitely got their hands on the Earthshaker, and we talk a lot about Celery, and he definitely deserves the credit there as well. But we also, every series again, we mention Shaker because he is a broken hero, according to many, because of the shard, and he's just cruising through here in this series.
Oh yeah, this is the best hero in Dota right now.
Probably, yeah.
There's no such thing as like a bad game for Earthshaker because you represent more lockdown than any hero in Dota. And as the saying goes, how can Shiver be as good as Miracle? Well, if they're both stunned, they're both useless.
I'm also useless when I'm not stunned, so you know, there's that.
Level the playing field.
The Clockwork is a nice answer. This has traditionally been the hero that matches up when people start first picking Shaker. This is like El Clasico, especially when drafting against Bulba.
But also, you think about that last game, right? It was that vision win games and positioning. And Clockwork, he's one of the few supports that can really dismantle that type of gameplay. And yeah, I don't mind it at all. I think interesting, in both games, Nigma has banned out the Lycan in the first 2 bans. I know at the start of the DPC it was a very hot ban, but the fact that we're still seeing it banned out week 3 and 4 after a lot of teams have kind of discovered how to counter it is a little bit interesting to me.
I don't know if people feel like it doesn't feel like you're ever countering it. That's the problem. Like, even if you have all the answers, the trouble is you're one bad team fight away from losing a tier 2 in Roche and another team fight away from losing the game. And I don't think any other hero really matches that threat.
It's, you know, a Lycan game, I guess.
Yeah.
The good old classic AUK game scenario.
Brood games.
Yeah.
I think now that can be played offlane, like because tri-lanes are just kind of dead. There's no real way to stop a Lycan even in your offlane getting what he wants. And the Necro book build up, I think, has made a lot of these heroes like Beast and Lycan and Enigma as well more effective because you just double Sobi Mask or Sage's Mask at the game.
Nigma respecting the Oracle from game 1, now banning that out because they don't have that first phase Phoenix. They don't feel pressured to have to like waste a ban on a Mirana, which was going to be that kind of Oracle ban from the first game. And this will most
really good with Death Prophet, right? Leshrac, Death Prophet, very similar heroes. Point blank damage, both reliant upon being able to dish it out purely based on their survivability. So Oracle, Death Prophet, you always want to save. Usually the other save that comes to mind is Tusk, but he's a 4 position and they've already got that covered. Anything else in mind coming out for the save department?
Dazzle! Mentioned as one of the worst heroes in Dota at the moment.
It really is, but, unfortunately.
I think the save is less valued because consider like Oracle pretty much removes Bat Rider's influence. Instead of having a free matchup, suddenly the game becomes really complicated. We even saw in a couple of team fights there would be a lasso. Miracle would run past the target to try and find the Oracle. Because you're just not killing the hero that gets lassoed unless he dies first. So if you ban Oracle, then Viking, of course, you're banning Bat. I don't think you necessarily need save. And the Death Prophet for Viking is the key, because I don't know if this is a guaranteed mid hero or not. It'd be interesting to see if they're willing to flex it. It's very nice with the Earthshaker. We saw Secret do this last week.
Yeah, I think this is most likely going to be offlane to 5, I think, in my opinion, for Viking. I don't see them wanting to comfortably put it on Boom. Unless it's like really needed to, and like they've been super out drafted on side lanes. He's a little bit too flashy, I think, for a DP.
Interesting. You can kind of see the influence of OG's 2 TI wins on the way a lot of these squads have adapted their drafting. It's pretty much universal for all top teams that their opening 2 have a hero that can be flexed into either a core or support role. With like no exceptions part if you look through the Nigma, the Secret, the Liquid drafts.
It also does help that a lot of teams are becoming more open to putting heroes that used to be only cores into support roles. That does help as well.
True.
5 seconds.
Tri-lanes are also dead, so it feels like anything can be support. Worst case, you just, especially if you're a 4, you just pull the wave to behind your tier 2.
Yeah. You say that they're dead. They kind of can come back to life, but you have to draft for it rather than it just be like an option, you know? So 9 times out of 10, just because of how the drafts kind of play out, yeah, they are dead. And now because of that Shaker pick,
Phoenix?
Nigma happily pick up the Phoenix without banning them that Mirana, so they kind of feel in a good position to kind of open it up into that second phase.
Yeah, this is very reminiscent of their draft that they had in the second game that they played against Team Liquid. That was also right after a loss. They had the same 3 heroes. They matched it up with a Bloodseeker on the offlane and a Medusa that is now banned, but a Medusa for Miracle. But there's still that strategy that they had then. That worked. They can go.
With the brew pick, I'm actually starting to think that this could even end up as a mind control clock. Kuro will likely play it. It is one of his favorites, but this is just such a value clock game right now into brew and shaker. I believe that after the change to the brew ultimate cast point, you can now cast it even when cogs alone next to clock, but it still does shut down all.
Well, let's see. This is already their bonus time that Team Nigma is ticking to. The Bloodseeker
Not just a
is
Mars
cool.
pick, maybe? Just kind of standard stuff. I don't know if that's too basic for a team like Team Nigma.
Monkey
They
King.
go for the Monkey King. That actually could be flexed as well. I don't know if we've seen Nigma personally do the Monkey King 3, but some teams have done this. I was curious if they were going to reveal too much information with this 4th pick, because at this point they're gonna, if they had picked a straight carry or a straight offlaner, you'd know exactly what position every hero in this game is. But now, little wiggle room, I'd say.
This is their first Monkey King in the DPC League so far.
Yeah, the important thing here is simply that Viking, they tried to flex these heroes, and now Nigma has also kind of gone, well, we're not going to really show you where any hero is going, and Viking are forced to now pick 2 heroes, kind of unveil what happens with their draft, and allows Nigma to get that kind of, hopefully for them, perfect last pick. But I kind of like just the strength of Vikings lineup so far. It really does have that kind of, how do you play the lane? Like if it's Shaker DP off lane, Monkey King doesn't like applying pressure on that lane because the fissure comes back. You have to high muted on Death Prophet. So it doesn't feel that great of a Monkey King pick.
That's why I'm not really a huge fan of it, to be honest. I think it's most likely going to be middle, but if it's Death Prophet mid, you're not a huge fan of that.
Oh, hey!
They
Got
do
no
it
life
again.
stealer.
Can he do it 2 times in a row?
We'll see. If he does it 2 times in a row, we'll be more happy
I don't know.
seeing it in the future.
I felt like Lifestealer just kind of hopped into the backpack in the previous game. It wasn't like a bad hero, but it didn't feel like the reason they won the game by any means.
But I think the key thing is we can't ignore the fact that he was annoying to like deal with. He was able to kind of be that kind of vision source walking up around the fights, and it allowed for Oracle to have that perfect positioning because this Lifestealer was finding out everything. Can that work again? It allows the Shake with the good slams. Like it's the same theory, but your carry doesn't really do damage up until 35 minutes plus. That's what they're kind of subscribing to with Viking.
I'm pretty certain that this Monkey King was anticipation of a Lifestealer or Jug, where those are the prime candidates against all this magical AoE, as well as a hero to hit the egg from the first 3 heroes on Team Nigma. And they are going to make it a mind control Monkey King, as I believe Viking is on the same page with their last 2 bans, Morphling and Anti-Mage.
And this is the best thing here. When a team picks a carry and then has 2 bans available, these are the top 2 heroes the carry player doesn't want to play into. So clearly Shad hates playing Lifestealer, a very popular hero, into Morphling and that.
Yes, very popular.
Very popular.
Yeah, I didn't like the Monkey King, but I don't think Lifestealer was the right way to exploit it.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be the Death Prophet show.
I think the key thing is it worked well in the first game because they had so much continued lockdown and big burst damage. And now they have an Invoker. So they're going to have this. I feel like they're lacking a little bit of something. Where's the early damage to really get themselves to that point where their draft excels? Like they had the Puck, the Shaker, the Oracle saves, the Leshrac in that first game. It really did exploit kind of the overaggression of Nigma. I'm not seeing that kind of defensive nature in Vikings lineup this time to really get themselves to that point where they can kind of turn around the tides of the aggression that Nigma likes to present in these games. And only 10 seconds or 11 seconds, sorry, for Nigma's last pick there.
It's 8.
Time does move.
And Nigma it is.
A very classic counter to the Lifestealer guys.
Yep. This is like the counter.
Yeah.
There's no BKB interrupt for the Black Hole either. It will be a Miracle Monkey King against a Death Prophet off lane. Crow on the clock. We have mid against Invoker. I don't know. I think Nigma's got all the answers now. Their lane matchups are so much better in the, well, they already dominated one laning.
All right, Brian, what are you thinking?
I think Nigma is going to come full circle with the circle strat of Monkey King, Puck, and Nigma. And they will take this second game, I think, based on the fact that this Lifestealer doesn't have that enabling crew of the damage aspect. Yes, Invoker's nice, but I think this time around they're not going to have that single target issue they had last game on Team Nigma.
All right, thank you very much. We'll come back to you after the game, and you're on board with that one, Kyle, right?
You have Brew Lifestealer top against Enigma. That, like, I actually think Viking have to do something about these lanes, but you can't put Lifestealer into Monkey King either. But you can't try lane with Earthshaker Brew supports. This is just, this top lane is going to be a disaster. I'm all eyes on Mind Control because he could single-handedly win the game for his team if he plays on point.
Yeah, I just think the lack of saves and that kind of big explosive damage that we saw from the Leshrek in game one, it's not present. Like, how are they going to survive to the point where this Lifestealer, who naturally is very greedy, can really get impact? And you have the Enigma counter as well. So I'm skeptical that Viking can really push through this game.
Okay, my panel is not convinced by this draft from Team Viking, but maybe Viking can prove them wrong, or perhaps we will indeed go to a third game of the series. Let's find out together with Moxie and Purge.
Well, Purge, it sounds like we've got a lot of skeptics over there on the panel. Granted, they were also skeptical that, you know, Viking could win game one with the Lifestealer. What do you think is going to happen this game?
I agree with a lot of what they said about Lifestealer in the last game. It felt like he was certainly useful and he's hard to deal with, but it didn't really feel like he was carrying his team, so to speak. And because his lane is just likely going to be harder against the Enigma plus Phoenix, I don't know if they're going to be able to clear Eidolons very easily. I like Brew support. I think it's actually pretty darn good. But unless they can deal with Eidolons, I think they get outlaned. But on the bright side, his mid game should be pretty strong. Like, that's the cool thing about Lifestealer here, is that, like, compared to like a Jug pick, it does a lot of what Jug wants to do. You use Rage, you slap the egg, you're hard to kill, but like you're just more survivable because you can also just infest an ally. So it's like you have more outs in the mid game, and as a result, it probably makes it harder for Enigma to take. So really bad things about it. And hey, what a great series to like show some of the best teams in the world. Really means testing Lifestealer to see if he's a valuable hero.
For sure. And, oh man, I actually hate that courier, the one that's running around, the speed demon one.
The demon.
I hate that one. He's so creepy. Look at him. Look at this little guy. Ugh.
You know what freaks me out?
All right, don't show me that production. Why are you doing this?
It's like Happy Trail from his belly button down and up. That part.
Why would you look at that? Purge, no.
His belly is right. His belly's right there. Bounces around. How do you not look at it?
Oh God, no. Let's focus on literally anything else.
Wasn't that one of the first couriers? It was like one of the first tenors.
I'm not 100% sure.
I guess you probably. Way back in the olden days, like us, but.
I mean, I am like 3 million years older than you all, but no, I did not start playing Dota right at the start, unfortunately.
Battle begins.
Did take a TI or two before I started to get interested, but here I am now. Bounties are picked up. Pretty good start so far for Nigma.
So looking like it'll be pretty standard builds from everybody. And for Necro 1, of course, to deny creeps. Brewmaster, with his Ring of Protection, is basically signaling that he's going to go for a fast earn like you normally see. And this is what basically makes Brew support feel good. You max out Cinder Brew, you throw Cinder Brew, and use an earn charge to proc that, so you can still basically feel impact in the skirmishes without being in melee range.
Now, everyone's eyes are on Mind Control, right? This seems to be the big consensus, is that he absolutely has to win this lane, not die too many times. And again, they don't have the greatest solutions for dealing with the Eidolons, but what do we need to watch for specifically?
Basically, it's how many Eidolons do they kill in response is the big thing. So I think that'll be... because he's going to be denying creep or experience and gold from his opponent. So if he can't... if he loses Eidolons, then it's going to offset that, and then Lifestealer will have it about normal. But he still has good matchups, so it's like I don't think he's going to die here. Probably he could always like TP out if things get bad, for example. So it shouldn't be that bad, but maybe that lane will be boring. Top lane's the fun one.
Now they're already trading some hits back and forth. Garo with the battery assault, of course, and just trying to find that perfect fissure. But again, Clockwork very, very tanky early on, but Death Prophet also very survivable with that Spirit Siphon.
And she's fast. 335 movement speed, huge. Her right click damage is solid. She doesn't have to worry as much about Monkey King running her down because of this. And if she gets boots, it'll be still the same situation.
Kuro with the wraparound play, though. All of the boundless. Toby taking a lot of damage, but Aramis responds with his own fissure and kind. He'll turn back around, put a little bit more damage over here onto Kuroki. Toby does have to be careful that he doesn't go too low, but does have a salve, of course, in his inventory. So he can get back up again, or he can just eat a couple trees.
That was a great trade for Kuro. He'll have to use
bottom lane,
but absolutely worth it.
EH, I guess, was playing up a little far here. Decent chunk of damage.
He didn't even use dive. He's fine. There's 2 spells out of the Brewmaster, the Cinder and Thunderclap. So last hits at this point are about equal. Nigma's doing better. So he's got the 9 and 5 now. Lots of denies so far. Pretty happy. The other lane I'm really scared about is Weehaw. His puck is insanely scary. And that is something you got to be really careful of. He's at 16 and 3 versus Evoker's 10 and 1. So doing really good here too.
Well, it did seem like he was having a really nice time in game number 1 on his Batrider, though, and then he kind of fell off a little bit. Are we also concerned about that?
I don't think Puck is like a little bit more controlly. Like Batrider, you have to be kind of careful how you initiate stuff like that. Puck, like you can just do so much more on Puck if you're a really, really good player. And Weehaw's obviously been very talented for a long time. So I'm more scared about Puck, especially his rotations and how often they're up, because you have built-in mobility, you know?
That's
like your right click and your spells, and you have ulti, and it's like you just, you know, if he goes like Earn into Witchblade or something, I'm a little scared for these early rotations.
Top lane, I have to say Aramis is doing a great job here, just constantly throwing out the fissures to try to protect Toby, though it does have to be a little bit careful because he is taking a decent amount of damage, giving Miracle, of course, the Jingu stacks. Do have a slight pause, though, coming out from little bit of lag, but yeah, we got the bottle online for Puck, so that seems to be going pretty nicely.
Even in the mid lane, off lane, only 5 last hits for death. Pretty deceptive for Viking. Toby's struggling here a little bit, but that's because Crow's done a good job zoning. Earthshaker can only do so much. Basically, he's I don't know, some like ranged 4 with nukes or something. You can help keep Clockwork away from him, but fissure blocking doesn't work super well. Clock is a man. Until Death Prophet hits like level 3 and gets another Spirit Siphon and more lifesteal, hard for him to trade out. And now that Miracle's picked up Jingu Mastery stacks, like it gets even harder. Gotta worry about getting harassed.
I will say that Toby has not died, though. There have been a couple times in that lane where there's just been so much harass where it looked like he might go down, but Aramis holding those fissures for just the right moment to go and just block them away from his core over here.
Yeah, that can be tough.
A little bit better, but it's definitely hard, right? You don't have the regular kind of escapes built into a Death Prophet. She's just a bit fast, but can definitely be held in place. Bottom lane, a little bit of harass here over onto Celery. Does have himself that salve, though, is absolutely fine, as Shad does get forced away a little bit as well. The rotation over here from the side. Nice dodge away here from Wee. Aramis is here, though. The fissure comes out, the EMP connecting, but they don't have protection right here as Kuro's making his way over. The body blocks are coming out from Weehaw because they'd like to try to turn this around, get themselves a kill. The Waning Rift comes out. Not quite enough here to get that kill, but Aramis will go down. Kuro holding this Invoker in place over here for a little bit longer.
Kuro's getting so much value out of this hero so far in this game.
That is very nicely played by Miracle, realizing that there was no support there to help out this time.
Yeah, Earthshaker left the lane at about 3:30 there to go help secure the rune and then do all this fighting. And naturally, when you rush boots immediately afterwards, yeah, you're gonna be able to run down the Death Prophet with the Orb of Venom there. And so, Death Prophet picks up a Wind Lace to help offset this a little bit, but yeah, this is the problem. Miracle's level 5. Death Prophet is almost level 3. Good luck. It's gonna be harder than last game because the difference is that Death Prophet is a little bit more of a like hero that needs to stay alive to contribute damage, and obviously support DP can work, but like
I feel like most heroes need to stay alive to give damage first.
They do, but they have to stay alive and cast spells. Death Prophet just needs to initially cast spells and then stay alive while it just continues to do more damage. It's slightly different, promise.
Another Spirit Siphon being thrown out on Miracle. Trying to get a couple last hits here for Toby. It's been a bit difficult, like you said.
So the difference mostly is that Puck can like contribute to ganks and things like that a lot simpler than Death Prophet. You throw your nukes and you can disengage, but Death Prophet has to like stand there and stay alive kind of a thing. So if you get 2 out lane, this could be really tough.
I mean, is this
more
why
passive carry? It'd be fine.
Is this why we've been seeing a lot of Death Prophet 5? Because, you know, you're just really there for, you know, the big thing is the silence, obviously, and then the exorcism. But if you go down, it's all right. I haven't seen a lot of the off-lane Prophet too much. Aramis, though, trying to fissure block here over onto Miracle. They'll chase him back. Can't totem. In comes Boom. This is looking like a dead monkey. Down he goes. Over in the mid lane, GH fighting with Celery here. They'll use the Dream Coil. He's going to be leashed up. Just trying to get some of this attention here from the creeps, hoping that maybe he'll get lucky, but nope, Weehaw collects the final hit.
Oh, 2 urns being built. We'll see if they find out in time. That the Brewmaster isn't there yet. He's still 300 gold short, but you can see them both having it. Like, a lot of players are just getting earned by itself, and it's not that if it's like Spirit Vessel, it's kind of scary, but
Boom. Nice tornado. Buys him a little bit more time. Has the Ghost Walk. They have the Dust, though, to turn back around. Can they do this? Because they should be able to get the kill onto Kuro. You can see he really would love to get this kill over here on Boom. He throws out the orb. He's going to try to jump forward here. Does manage to find him a couple more clicks. Should be able to do the trick, and down goes Boom. Top lane 2, Toby left alone. Looks like Miracle will back off.
Miracle's just playing this really good. He runs at Toby. Toby has to do Spirit Siphon, then Miracle just runs away, and he's like, sucker, now you got to wait 40 seconds to do that again. And now Death Prophet is just at range using Crypt Storm to last hit. So that's going to be his life here. Crow spots him out a little briefly, but Death Prophet has picked up some levels now, level 5, so gotten a lot closer to matching what Miracle's advantage.
These supports taking some levels there in that middle lane for the time being.
You taking a look at the last hits in the off lane yet for Enigma? 49 and 16 versus the 29 and 10 of Lifestealer. That's bad. That's not good, guys.
Top lane, Weehaw. They're looking for Toby, but they're not going to be able to find him. Or are they? Oh, last second he manages to teleport out.
Oh, I thought he got him. I thought he got him.
You later,
for sure.
suckers.
Good escape. Downside, it was base, so he's going to have to run all the way back, but the wave's not quite pushed in. Steal.
Uh-oh, GH, Spurb, stunned up, no mana, does have just enough to be able to run away over to Celery, who throws down the Cinder Brew and gets the kill. The follow-up coming up, though, from Wee. Look at the silence off over here on Taboo. They've already used the Dust as well, so they'll grab him up here in the cogs, trying to find the safe. Nicely done here from the Lifesteal. He gives him just enough HP. Ghost Walk comes out, doesn't matter. He still is going to go down, but Kuro also to fall. So over on the side, Miracle Man fighting as much as he can. Down goes Celery. And now Aramis trying to run away. Miracle says, come back here. He'll take another kill. Thank you. And that'll be it.
And I had like a 4-second window there where I was like, Lifestealer is the best carry I've ever seen. And then after he used Infest, he just kept attacking, and I was like, oh, he's actually completely useless right now. He did nothing other than heal his mid laner for 400 HP. That was it.
It could have been clutch.
It was, it was a great play, but and it definitely bought time for Invoker to almost survive. That would have been a 6-save if he got through it.
This is a bit of a chase there over in the top lane. We got so many things happening everywhere right now as they've been trying to go after Toby. Dove a bit too far on here. Needs to be careful. Weehaw, they're looking. They find it.
The rocket that changed it.
Why did he chase so far, Purge? He was doing plenty of damage to the tower. He just started tunnel visioning on Kuro.
I don't think it was terrible that he dove like that. Like, yeah, maybe he could have stayed on the tower and helped guarantee it, but you got to get kills to accelerate. I don't blame him. I would have gone for that too. I would go for a lot of really bad plays too. Not saying that one was bad, but it was fine. It's forced a rotation from Puck. Still got okay net worth. They need to make stuff happen, basically. There's a 5k net worth at 10 mid. This means you're going to lose the game if you don't fix this.
Ooh, Celery still sitting at level 5, doesn't have a split, and Miracle will happily take that kill. Although there's a rotation coming out here. Boom. Get the denial off on the ward. GH giggling to himself, probably.
It's bad. That was a lot of experience.
Could have been. Alas, was not.
So, let's see if they can stabilize, I guess. Enigma easily won his lane. Picked up Necro 1, queuing up Blink Dagger immediately afterwards so that he can actually pressure the map with some nice black holes. His levels are just okay, sitting at level 8. On the other side of the map, Viking will shift and take top. Lifestealer going basically the same build as last game. Orbic Corrosion, Phase Boots, lots of Feast levels, going into Armlet. But for now, we must pressuring the mid lane. And gone.
Using the bottom lane as they jump on the Invoker. He's leashed up. He's not going to survive this. A little surprised that they went for both of the ultimates there.
It's worth it. I mean, that's the mid hero, right? And the crazy thing is that they didn't even commit full heroes. That was what I didn't see how they got to the bottom lane, but the fact that they were killing mid, showing Enigma and the Monkey King, and then they also got a kill on a core bottom, was just like they're min-maxing, right? Like they were basically calling Vikings bluff, saying like, oh yeah, we're gonna have all of our heroes min in case the fight happens, but they're like, no, we don't need that. We're gonna go gank bottom them in time. So it's just a super sick move that kills the tier 2 tower at 11 minutes. This is insane. Like they're gonna take Shrine. No more experiences coming to Viking. Their Brewmaster just picks up 6 and can finally get in this game. Like, they have to do so much to win this.
Aramis. He's going to try to run away. They go in to use the Exorcism. We has facing off over on the side. They're not paying attention, though, as the Brew Split does get committed. They've got their eyes over onto Miracle. Kuro trying to buy a little bit more time. Miracle, he's sitting so very low. They don't have the final hit. He does have a little bit of that Urn Charge on him. It's not going to be enough, though. Mind Control over on the side. Oh, there it is. He manages to land it. Down he goes. And over on the side, they'll turn their attention now to Kuroki. He will also fall.
See, it doesn't matter if you're losing. Sometimes you just got to run at your opponents there. But the crucial moment, I think, was the fact that they caught the Monkey King midair with the tornado. That hero takes damage. You're not going to be getting away from fights. And all of the damage on Viking is very, like, mobile based. So, like, it's not like he can just ulti and fight to the death or something like that. Getting that kill was huge. Now, you're still getting stomped, though, but they'll get closer.
Well, they get a Wee proving why he's so scary on this puck. He just gets a solo kill on Boom, and look at the side of Viking. They're running away. They don't want to deal with Weehaw here.
It's like the perfect Weehaw hero, honestly. He can just be so aggressive, get things done, and exert his really high mechanical skill. It's like he just thinks faster in some of these moments. I don't know what it is, but he's just very good at these like constant engagement. Top some like heroes.
Toby, I'm not even sure what happened down there, but down he goes. Wee is just poking away, prodding. Aramis is caught up over here in the cause with battery assault. Makes it so he can't do anything here. They'll turn their attention back around to Kuro. Wee has also here, though, with that waning rift. The silence comes out. Oh, no, this Invoker is already died. Nice save, though, from Shab. They turn back around, but this egg, they need to be so careful. It's got the alacrity. They can just take down DH, but Boom also to fall now. Kuro chasing over into the tree lines. He's going to get taken out as it's got to be slippery here, and he should be able to just duck away, no problem. Although Celery hot on his heels, trying to get there a little bit faster. Does manage to place off that Urn Charge as Toby joining into the fight now. Does have the Spirit Siphon, doesn't have the silence though. So Wee's absolutely fine.
Oh, he's got 10 kills at 13 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
Man, this is a really weird game. The amount of map pressure they put on is just insane. And they just have utter control of the enemy jungle. Like, this is a safe place to farm for Earthshaker. It's right in front of his tier 3. Nothing else is going to feel great for them.
Toby trying to man fight here with the puck. Does have the Spirit Siphon, but there's a lot of damage. Plus that, down goes the Death Prophet. Spirit Vessel ticks also coming in handy against that.
He's got to be like one of the most terrifying pucks I've ever seen. The amount of stuff that he gets done. How are you in place for all these kills? He's been in 12 of his team's 16 kills. It's actually insane how much he's gotten done this game.
He's definitely the pressure right now. He's scaring all of the side of Viking. Anytime they show up, they immediately run away. They don't want to have to deal with it. And we have yet to see a black hole, too. They have a lot of these tools that are just terrifying coming out from the side of Nigma.
The cool thing about the Necro build on Enigma, you don't really need black hole all the time because you're like multi-purpose, right? You win the lane because you're denying creeps and you have overwhelming damage. And then you get Necro so that you can continue to farm fast, get mana regen, raw HP, and pressure even harder. So you become this like pushing hero that also has really strong team fight. It's not just about black hole anymore. So even though he hasn't black holed yet, it's fine. He's got Blink. He can use Malefice. Malefice is really effective as well at getting kills. And then good luck winning late game because you also have black hole Midnight Pulse.
Chad's courier, that was his armlet. That's disastrous for this Lifestealer. Bottom lane, it looks like they should be able to go finally get themselves a pick off on Miracle, but feels kind of like a consolation prize right now. Celery even throwing out the tips. Damn, dude.
That's worth it for a courier kill. they can just slow down. Well, I mean, Miracle's not going to slow down much. He's already got Ags, but pressure is certain. Vision not the best for Nick, but they just have such net worth advantage. I don't know if it's... Oh, look at the net worth. Lifestealer's like crawling towards where Nigma is.
Yeah.
It's not equal at all.
He's definitely behind here, and especially with that armlet going down, it's going to make things much more difficult. Ags completed for the Monkey King. They're going to teleport up to this top tower because they're trying to make some sort of plays. Meteor Hammer is completed as well for the Phoenix. But they're hanging out in the pit here.
Miracle going to cheese the Roche here and spawn all of the little clones, and they're going to attack Roche, and you can kind of kite him back and forth a little bit to stay alive.
All right, the Blink Dagger did just get pick up from the Earthshaker, although they need to be careful. They can't afford to lose Shad. Trying to hide. Bro? I don't think they get in here. Yeah, they're not going to take it. All right, it's just going to be Miracle who's giving himself the Sages. Easy peasy.
Really hard to contest it. You can do this. The nice thing about being... Oh.
Not as bad as no tail killing Thompson, I will say, but...
That's true, that's true. Hey, there's still time. You never know.
There still is. Oh boy, I don't want to see the threads after that.
Water map control. It's going to make... Monkey King is certainly like one of the more vulnerable of the high net worth heroes, so giving him an Aegis just puts him in a really safe position here as he continues to farm. This is not a game that I want to play Bruce support in. You don't like it. It can work certainly because you can still apply your skills and do your split. But if you aren't team fighting, the hero's just going to feel weak. And the problem is that as the game continues, Brewmaster doesn't feel as effective because you don't have those like instant initiations that feel like an urge.
Ooh, Death Prophet, Toby, the jump forward from Mind Control Miracles here. Toby trying to hide here in the tree line. He's not going to be able to, though. He is pincered upon, plus the Rocket Flare. They've got the Vision. Spirit Siphon doing a decent amount to try to keep him alive, and it seems like he's juking pretty well. But at the end of the day, I do believe that Toby is going to fall. Slowly but surely, down he goes. Question is, can they make a play knowing that they're down in the bottom lane? In fact, it looks like they're going to try to do some plays here over onto Kuro, but Wee is here, and he's absolutely terrifying because Celery, he's all silent stuff. He's not going to be able to do anything. Followed up with the Fisher, the pushback over on the Lifestealer. Needs to be careful. The Meteor Hammer's getting dropped here by GH as they'll disengage.
That's the other problem playing support Brewmaster is that you're against the puck, and his burst damage and silence disable is going to be enough usually at the right moments to prevent you from getting split off. So just hope for Celery to have a good come out. I do like that Death Prophet's like pushing out side lanes and stuff, but eventually you are going to get punished.
It definitely feels bad when you consider the fact that they didn't have the full squad there and they still weren't able to get anything done on the side of Viking.
They weren't perfectly positioned is one thing though. Like they had some heroes low ground, some high, so...
Smoke broke on that, and that is revealing that Earthshaker has his Blink Dagger now. And a special delivery inside, of course.
Let's see how that initiation worked, but normally what you want to do is fissure first, because then your smoke's not going to break, you can guarantee the disable, then you blink initiate afterwards, so that they can't defend. But, so him removing that was pretty...
Top tower is under attack.
Still see, there's a fissure. All right, they'll open up, the Fast Bomb comes out, but it's off the mark. Followed up with the Dream Coil over onto 3. This is looking really nice. The hook shot comes in. Kuro, Mind Control. There it is. There's the Black Hole. They're going to be able to go and drag in Aramis, and it's looking like Toby's not going to be long for this world as down he goes. Beautifully done. Celery getting the split off, of course, but what is he going to do? He's just going to become more cannon fodder over here. Miracle having a good time being a monkey. Jumps down over onto Celery. The follow-up, follow with the kill from Wee.
It was a great fissure.
The tips.
But the blink was off target. He was a little bit too far away, and the aftershock stun follow-up was not there, and therefore you lost your kill. And then it was just counter initiation city. So rough one for Viking, but they're so far behind already. Here comes the fissure. See his blink. He was really far away. That was like the max limit of fissure, and that was just a blink distance issue. Fissure goes 1400 range. Blink is only 1200. So if he's at the max fissure, he was not likely to be able to catch up in time there. So a little bit of a tough one. They found the opportunity, but against really good players, so margins are sometimes really small. You got to be careful.
See their faces of focus during that entire time too. Gotta feel pretty good if your mind control feels like they just delivered themselves on a platter to you, right?
Is under attack.
They certainly did in that circumstance, especially near the Roche pit. And just look how Nigma's sitting constantly. They're sitting in all lanes, by trees, waiting for opportunities.
Dream Coil got used again over here on Boom. Use the dust. Hookshot doesn't quite connect. Chad, oh, there's an Echo Slam on the back lines. Can they clean them up fast enough, though, is the question. Yes, GH will go down, Kuro next to fall, but there's a lot of damage over here on the ground as Boom also falls. Aramis will be next. And now Shad forced to run away. Weeha over on the low ground. He's ready to go right back in at any moment. He has finished up that Witchblade as well. Tower goes down top.
Only supports, unfortunately. Echo Slam was great. The Silence Fall-Off was excellent. They clean up all the heroes that they wanted to, but they actually still lost Invoker. I did not catch that one. It's like Weeha cleaned him up after he re-engaged.
It was like a multi-pronged attack a lot of the times coming out with this draft, particularly from Nigma here. It just, every angle seems to be covered, which makes it very, very difficult. And I feel bad for Boom. I feel like Boom has not really had much of a game this time around. He got a bit bodied by Wii, to put it nicely. And then every time he shows up on the map, he's just being hunted constantly.
Yeah. It wasn't just Wii, it was that Kuro ganked mid as well. Kuro pressured mid knowing that his lane was pretty much secured already. So he did a great job.
Oh, how do you make this move? They'll jump forward here. The follow-up with the fissure. Dream Coil's going to get used. Silent Shad trying to buy a little bit more time as it's a bit of a split fight as Miracle over on the back end here with Weeha. Nice deafening blast. It's going to be the egg coming through. It looks like they're going to have to just leave behind the Death Prophet. Toby just can't do anything because they can't approach the egg. Weeha jumping forward again. Waning Rift just still trying to put enough damage over here on Boom. But he has retreated into his base as it looks like this tower belonging to the side of the Dire.
Yep, they'll finally clean it up. Their tower pressure is not the best. Monkey King's okay at sieging, but not incredible. So that's the only reason things have gone a little slow here. But I mean, Viking's getting some kills, but it's a lot of supports. Not necessarily what you're looking for. 5 deaths on Kuro, 3 deaths on Monkey King, 3 deaths on Phoenix. That's about all they got. Puck's 13, 0, and 5. Collecting more and more items to lower his chance of ever dying and giving his opponents that beautiful bounty. I don't know. They're just turtled. There's not much else they can do right now.
It's like a total reversal. Not a total reversal, but definitely a shift. Like game 1, we saw that Nigma, they couldn't leave the base at all. They just were absolutely trapped, and now we're seeing kind of a little bit of a flip. They are venturing out over on the side of Viking a little bit more. They're trying to find these opportunities, but it's just becoming harder and harder to get them as Toby needs to be so careful walking up over onto the high ground there. I guess
they're smoking bottom at least. They can grab.
Oh, the Echo Slam. Can they take down Mind Control? It looks like they'll be able to, so they don't have to worry about that black hole.
Grab.
Can they get anything more off
earlier?
This?
Pays off big time. They probably won't want to bother, I assume. I mean, they're gonna. The most important thing they're getting right now is reset.
Ooh, the hook shot over onto Aramis. This is gonna be a dead Earthshaker. As they follow up, though, they have the Exorcism. They're gonna try to chase down Kuro here. There's no mana left on him, so he should be next to fall. They have their eyes over on the side, over onto Weeha, but he's very difficult to get a hold of here. In fact, he might actually just turn this right back around again over onto the Death Prophet. He's gonna have to go use that orb. You can see Miracle standing over on the trees, keeping an eye out. Tuck back again for that Invis rune. So a little bit of a pick, but
yeah, a little surprised they went for it, but they did get Viking to use a lot of resources. Kuro was gonna die there once he hookshotted, but again, Puck gets more net worth and their opponents are busy. I mean, not having exorcism now is pretty good. But mostly what they're getting from these moments is they're getting time to ward and deward. The big thing. You get to get a little bit more map control. They get to farm a little bit more when they get these pickoffs. So even though they committed Echo Slam to kill Enigma in the first place, absolutely worth it. If you're getting time to finally get on the map.
Celery, he is just easy pickings for Wii.
It really is. Slap him a bit. Do the silence when he gets to half HP. Clean him up. Kill. Pops Invis going top though. Shad recognizes spend top too long.
No. He's gonna have to pop out, but Wee's got to feel pretty good about that, right? The fact he just ran so far, so fast. Toby, though, the hook shot comes out from Kuro. That is one dead witch.
Kuro's doing an excellent job this game. Just always there at the right time to land hook shots. 3, 6, and 17. He's been targeting Toby a lot.
He has indeed. It's been very difficult for this Death Prophet to do much of anything. They managed to go. They've got so much damage on Boom, and he still is just going to fall as Miracle leaping now into the base. put pressure on these towers. How do you get in there? Is my question. Look at the little monkeys over here on the side. Celery, he can't do anything. Look at that. The spirits just slow him down and they just clean him up. Vigil gets thrown out. Slow death is the most painful one, Purge, and I don't know how they get in here.
Radiant's middle barracks
It's really hard.
under attack.
Certainly not with 2 heroes dead. They don't have Echo Slam until now, so they have an option, but they're not going to get that clumped up. Look at the positioning. Miracle's going to sit way in the front. He's got BKB to protect himself. Nobody else is going to be close to him. And he'll just take everything.
Radiant's middle barracks.
Pull back, buy some time, maybe snag Roche, which is up, and then come back and take another Rax.
All right, well, it's up to Viking to figure out the angle now. How do you get out of your base and make things happen? Roche is up. I don't know if they realize this, but it is very scary every time that you're facing off with a team that has an Enigma, because you can go in, you can get a beautiful Echo Slam, the rest of the team comes running in, and then all of a sudden you're just counter-initiated.
Pretty scary here. They're moving a little bit, but not much. I think the Lifestealer's done pretty good this game. Shad's sitting at 5-0-3. He's just been really difficult to kill. It's got to make his opponents. And the fact that he also counts as a save while being a carry is pretty cool. And it's a lot better than Healing Ward in a lot of ways because it's instant, right? So gives you those opportunities. Prophet thinking about ulting. All right, they're going in.
Toby, I have the vision though. The egg comes through and they're going to be able to separate the spice just so nicely as the egg coming out from GH should be allowed to go off. Celery trapped over in the cogs. This Death Prophet, she was living for quite a while. Celery, it's just ticking down. Down it goes. Buyback now from the Death Prophet. They want to try to go in for this fight over here on the side. You can see the Earthshaker trying everything he can just to hold him down, but there's too much damage coming out. Miracle getting the kill, jumping over onto the trees, just hunting Boom relentlessly. Nice deafening blast buys him just a little bit more time. He's trying to just buy more space here for Shad. Boom, it's not looking super great for him. There's just too much damage. It's a triple kill down for Miracle. And Shad, oh no, it's not looking good for this guy at all. Do they go? Yes, they commit the black hole. They're like, you're going nowhere. GG gets called. Viking, they have had enough, and Nigma shows up.
Yes, that is basically what Nigma expected to do in game 1. But this game, far more convincing. The crucial difference, I think, was the fact that Enigma just completely denied Lifestealer's farm. He really decreased the amount of net worth they had, but not just that, because Lifestealer still played well. It's like he could just be there by himself and completely control the bot lane. And then Weehaw did Weehaw things.
reiterate what is at stake here, because so far Viking is 0-2. And they need wins if they want to avoid being bottom 2, which everybody wants to do. And if they want to have any shot at all and making it in the top 4, they need to start taking some names here. Team Nigma, same story. They've already had one loss to their names. They don't just go for the wild cards. They want to go to the group stages of the major. So they want to go into the second slot. I think first is already taken, kind of.
Sort of.
Yeah.
We'll see. See you in our next match.
Could always change. You know, get comfortable and then suddenly fall down.
Yep.
I know that feeling.
+1. The bands though.
The bans, like an Oracle coming out on the ban and Nixon IO on the other side. I don't think that's too surprising, but it does mean that Keeper of the Light's in the pool.
Indeed. And it makes Bat a higher priority. Would not be surprised to see it selected first 2 by one of these teams with Oracle out of the pool. I like that from Kuro though. Oracle is the I really feel like Oracle was the key hero from the first game. Like everything else went to plan for Nigma. They won the lanes, they had better rotations, their mid game was ideal, but then all of a sudden there was an immortal Leshrac dealing half a team's DPS in a fight.
Yeah. But also now Nigma have taken away that first pick from Viking that they've had now 2 times in a row, and it allows them to get that puck. And I think that's the main reason why the Oracle's been shifted up the priority. Just because
that's true.
It's easier to pick this Oracle in the second pick scenario and just much more comfortable.
You just edict somebody, or they walk out of the coil, take 0 damage, you heal them, you giggle.
I think you just run it back, right? Clockwork. I feel like Clockwork as a 5 just completely shuts down Earthshaker, because most Earthshaker pairings are Earthshaker plus a ranged hero. We've seen it twice now.
There it is.
Earthshaker ranged hero gets shut down. Clockwork just single-handedly zoned them out. Like, the Miracle had to throw out a stun here and there, but otherwise he was just free farming. I really think Toby's lane has been the real liability, to say it nicely, for Viking GG in these first 2 games. I'm not saying it's his fault per se. I would argue it's almost entirely on the draft. There's no way these players are, that much worse than Kuroki and Miracle, that they're losing by 20 CS at 5 minutes on the offlane to carry matchup. First game of the series, everyone in the cores was 50 CS or more, and Toby was at 9. So I'm already scared for him purely based on the fact that this 5-4 matchup for them is so bad.
Yeah, so to dissect whatever that was into a bite-sized portion, Clockwork is really good against Shaker.
Yeah, that's what exactly what Brian
said. But it's been a disaster, Kyle.
Why do you have to?
I feel like
says.
That's the one thing I needed them to change.
No, I totally agree.
They can do with it like different lanes.
Don't pick Lifestealer, right? Thank God. Thank God.
So
right,
they
cool.
take a page out of the Hellbear Smashers book. DK is good against Puck. Fact. The end.
There we go.
You know it's likely a wee Puck just because of how his hero pool is just smaller than the rest of the squad. It's something he's very comfortable on, so this gives you an answer to it throughout the game. And to just reflect one more time on what Brian had said, it's because Clockwork can chase Shaker away and prevent him from pulling creep waves. So Shaker abuses lane mechanics, Clockwork prevents him from doing so you have to fight 2v2 in the lane, and Clock owns you.
Okay, so moving on from that now, DKV Puck. Puck flexibility with Nigma most likely will be mid, therefore have to think about why DK is good against Puck. You have the instant stun, you apply pressure, and you lock the Puck into his mid lane so he can't be this active hero. How do you deal with that? From the side of Nigma, you need to have active heroes that can pressure the DK once he starts trying to bully this Puck. You already have a Clockwork, +1, you can offset this DK Puck matchup.
I only disagree a little bit. I think I'm fine seeing GH play something like a Coddle or any 4 position that has
Wave
really
clear
strong,
also works.
Exactly.
Sure.
Because then you're cool wherever Weehell wants to go. You've got a 4 position that's comfortable taking waves mid. DK doesn't really allow much for going, like there's no kill pressure for the most part. So just spam the wave. And I really like Coddle in a game you have Clockwork.
Hey man, nothing wrong with just picking Phoenix again.
That's true.
Percent-based damage against DK. And just any strength hero kind of gets shredded by Phoenix. If they bring some simple follow-up, I think the issue in the earlier series was the Puck could coil the DK, and there was no real threat on the DK. So he could just freely push the tower at his leisure. In this game, as long as they have the follow-up threat, or the wave clear, either one's fine. I don't think the DK will be nearly as much of an issue.
Yeah, I like how Nigma is actually banning out the Leshrac still, because they might be showing that this puck could potentially be a 5. You put the Clockwork 4 suddenly. Obviously, it's not into the same lane, but just in laning ideas, they might be flexing this puck to new roles. Maybe not as well, but potentially this Leshrac ban could kind of reveal that.
Radiant team ban.
But then everything I said wouldn't matter because it's not a clock 5.
Oh well, sorry, Brian.
It happens. That rider still removed.
I think it'd be more likely a clock 3 if it's not a 5, but you really just need to have a favorable laning.
10 seconds remaining.
Exactly. And for Viking now entering the second phase, they need to pick up a very generic position 5, be it a Witch Doctor, a Crystal Maiden, a Grimstroke. You know, they could even go for just a strong lane like an Enchantress if they want. Just any position 5.
Wouldn't mind Avenge. It's a little weird in the puck, and it's really just not going to get picked.
No, it isn't. But if it is, Kyle, this is your time. Not that it's good.
10 seconds remaining.
Still not good, Kyle.
Hey,
he's reaching.
Possible. T-Guff can't even fix his mic in like 15 minutes. I'm not really worried about his criticism. That's all the shuffling you hear, viewers at home. I'm trying to help.
I'm sure they couldn't hear the shuffling, Kyle.
I think we had him muted, didn't we?
Yeah, I was trying to unmute myself because you muted me so that I didn't sound all cool and stuff during the draft.
Chat might be Herald, but they'll know.
I think they're a little better than Harold.
Crusader? I don't even know what that is.
I'd go with like a strong ancient.
Nah.
What are we saying?
All right, let's see what we got then for Viking. Thinking about this, a third pick. Really don't want to see Lifestealer this game around.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But yeah, picking a support in this place is a nice and safe, no reveal type of. Hey, let's do it. Let's see. Celery. Play a Grimstroke. Call.
Oh, there it is.
We mentioned
Generic
it's one of
5.
the generic 5s.
It's not super generic. It's better synergy than I think the other options.
Yes, DK is very good, especially with DKs nowadays. They love to rush this early blink. You suddenly have the Inkswell plus blink on top of the Dragon Tail. You can then do the old ultimate into double Dragon Tail. You know, life is pretty good for Viking now. A plethora of stuns, absolutely great time for them. But they need some early damage because it's good stunning someone, but you need to be able to kill them.
It's a pretty nice Pugna game for Nigma. If they
I was thinking Pugna. I'm a little worried now.
Because Kyle suggested it, or?
Yeah, because Kyle suggested that. It was looking really good before that.
Yeah, that's fair. I read that.
Kyle's still okay.
But why is Pugna, guys? Why would Pugna be good here? Or Pugna, sorry.
A lot of damage.
And you have a lot of I really like Pugna and Clock together because it's purely magical damage and it's something that can initiate for you. So just to decrep into Clockwork plus Pugna damage, it's like enough. You keep them there for the Q and the life drain. It's even better. I love this hero. I think it'll likely be Mind Control's hero. It's one of my favorites with both Puck and Clock because, you know, these heroes are somewhat lower damage, a lot of control. Furion provides that global TP and ultimate. And in addition, Shaker Grimstroke could do nothing to this hero in the laning phase.
Here for the Wraith King. So I feel like the difference right now in draft is Viking is very, you know where every hero is going, right? You know where everything's laning and it has stuns, it has timings, but the timings are built around 20 minutes. They don't have this early window where they kind of go, ha, gotcha, we've pressured you here. The only pressure Viking apply is this mid lane at minute, 6 to 8. That's kind of their big window to have any timing in this early portion of the game.
So do you morph? Do you Slark here if you're Nigma? I think if you Slark or morph, Kuro becomes the Furion. You secure the bottom lane and guarantee Miracle's free farm.
Both. They sound good, but I'm just concerned about like the instant stun from the DK into the morph and then the slam from onto the Slark. It's kind of devalues them slightly, but Nigma, they go for this Enigma.
Yes. Again.
So 4 Clock, 5 Prophet, 3 Enigma. Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah. I think almost for sure now, which leaves them. Although I am surprised they just valued the Enigma higher than Miracle's hero here. But I don't blame them after the last game.
I like this idea though from them. So it's less about how are we dealing with the DK pressure mid, but it's more we'll bring so much pressure to the side lanes that you might be able to take our mid tower or at least make it feel awkward. But we should be able to take your side lane towers much quicker with this early Necro book, the TP in from the Furion. So no, I like the idea of dealing with the DK in a kind of indirect way.
It's also always nice to have a Necrobook hero against Wraith King. Mana Burn, try and kill him without ult, although I think that's negligible. It's more that you have 2 strength cores against max HP percentage-based damage from the Enigma, pure damage in addition, and a lot of tower pressure. You can abuse these 2 supports because simply they don't offer much until later levels.
Enigma, they really respect the flex of this DK being off lane and mid because they keep banning out these mid lanes.
Yep. Indeed. You guys, you've already talked about it a little bit in terms of the lanes. We keep saying that Viking, you know, both games that we've seen them play, 1 win, 1 loss, they're not really solid on the lanes. Is this easier to execute at least? Easier to survive the laning stage?
Yes, but no.
They have hero kill potential, but they're playing into heroes that don't offer that kind of window to kill them.
Yeah.
So if Nigma misplay, for sure they can easily die. But on a very slow static start to the game, Nigma should be able to farm up and just exist well. Not really dying to the chain stuns.
I was thinking of the Morph and Slark too, Kyle, and I'm surprised they ban out the anti-mage Ursa here. I don't think that's what Nigma needs. I feel like the long, drawn-out, mobile, hard to like commit onto when you have the Enigma behind type of heroes are the ones to go for.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I think that Nigma also prefer to have Miracle in control of the win condition, something he wouldn't necessarily be as an Ursa. Too much disable. Like, if you pick AM with Nigma's lineup, it's like, well, what? You kill stuff now. The draft just gets really wonky.
Oh, they
even better. Oh, that's still in the pool. Okay.
Second. Monkey King it is.
Don't blame him. The bot. All these lanes are terrifying.
And the scary thing as well is you don't really know. You can kind of guess who's playing what, but there's not that hard concrete this is who. And Viking now, they're going to go, okay, so is it the DK mid? Do we need to pick up our mid lane? Are we now actually picking a strong off laner? And hopefully it's the Puck mid. So yeah, I kind of rate that idea. They go for a Razor. Haven't seen that here in a long time.
From Lifestealer to Razor.
Off lane Razor.
Yeah.
Let's have Brian give his thoughts first on these 10 heroes on the board.
I don't know. I feel like Razor's nice in the lane, so maybe they'll have a bit better of a lane for Toby this game. But Monkey King's a carry that even if you link him full duration inside of his ultimate and later on in the game, he's just going to kill you anyway. So I feel like this is a short-sighted counter by Viking GG, and Nigma will do their thing in game 3.
All right, thank you very much, Brian.
Yeah, not just that you're laying against a Furion.
But are you though? If they just scout out their lanes, they could easily put in an aggro tri-lane situation into the Wraith King, leave this Enigma into the Razor lane, and suddenly they overcome that early window.
You're way too complicated. Stop talking like a coach. It's very simple. Furion, best 5 in Dota 2, is going to summon trees and hit the enemies. And Monkey King will free farm. Top lane, that will not be the case for Wraith King because Enigma can turn his creep into his own creeps.
Are you saying that Furion's going to counter this Razor?
Yes.
We shall shortly see.
You are on the Viking train.
No. Hell no. I think I like the idea of what Nigma has. I think
lane's too good. Although it is a pretty solid DK game. The Grimstroke combination can potentially turn things around, but a lot of emphasis on Boom just...
All right, well, let's see if Boom can go boom this game, if Viking can take the first series, or if Team Nigma will close this one out with a win. We're going to find out together with Moxie and Purge.
All right, Purge, we've seen some interesting heroes coming out through all of these games, but now we get a Razor. And the last time I saw a Razor was actually in one of my pubs where Kyle was playing it, and it didn't look super great. Doesn't look super great here either, right?
Yeah, it has some issues. It's not really the same hero viability as it was before. Before, you could get away with playing in mid because you'd win that lane, but the leash duration is a lot lower. It works much better as a side laner, typically like a 3 position. So they are playing it in probably its most effective meta position. But like BSJ mentioned, it's pretty okay against Monkey King lane because you can pressure him a little bit. But like as the game continues, you end up falling off a little bit, and that can where you have issues. On the bright side, if they can get a situation where they like sap damage from Monkey King, fissure block behind him, and they both collapse to kill Monkey, that could be really good. But I'd be surprised if Miracle makes a lot of mistakes like this. So I kind of also feel like the Razor's likely to be short-sighted.
So are we on the train that Nigma is going to be able to take this game 3, or do you think that Viking's going to be able to stab back here?
I mean, they can definitely stat back. Maybe they can do some cool stuff. They can certainly set really good tempo. Razor's going to probably slow down the Monkey King farm a little bit. Dragon Knight's going to start rotating to tower pressure and stuff like that. And Wraith King is going to either AFK farm or also join the team Skeletons. They have options. And their team fight's pretty solid too between Earthshaker and Grimstroke. They've got 2 single target stun combos that they could do. I don't know what even happens if you static link 2 heroes at the same time. Which one do you attack? I don't know, but he probably gets bonus damage. So there's like cool combos for sure on Vikings lineup. Hey, is that a Monkey King I see right now?
Oh, why is production doing this to me? He's smelly too. Look at him. He's a little stinky speed demon. Don't do it, Purge. No.
It's too late. I'm already looking at his fat creases and.
No. Focus on the little trees.
The battle begins.
Celery is going to take a lot of harass here. Battery assault coming out from GH, slowing him down just a little bit. These body blocks, though, they are on point, and that's your first blood going to Miracle.
He is. Yeah, little rough there, but the power of the Orb of Venom there with Battery Assault. And easy to approach at nighttime like that. It's not very common to go aggressive on the top side of the map for the dire side, so just a bounty rune that Celery thought was going to be free, and it was not.
Got GH just kind of hanging out here in the mid lane, waving hello to Boom. Boom sends out a tip, says, nice to see you again, GH. You are indeed one of the friendliest people in Dota 2, one of the nicest. But I am going to have to ask you to leave now because I need to go and hit these creeps and put a little pressure on Wii.
Get the range creep either. Kind of a nice little move there by GH on his way to the bot lane. Because realistically, it's not a huge deal if he's not here right away. Mind control is just going to be denying creeps anyways. That wave is going to start pushing towards him. So, you know, just giving Wii a little bit of a level and gold advantage. Kind of a cool thing while you're passing through. I like it.
Definitely, you know, value. It's all about being as efficient as possible. I do like that they have the Grimstroke down here against Mind Control, right? The fact that you've got those extra units in lane makes for a really nice stroke fate, but I'm sure Mind Control is hyper aware of that as well.
Just kind of worked out for them. They picked the Grimstroke before they saw the Enigma. But it is nice to be able to have another wave of Eidolons. Wraith King can be okay against them, but we've seen this Enigma versus Wraith King match up a lot in DPC so far. Just because Enigma can deny the experience, of course, but also just has so much raw physical damage that you can actually out-harass the Wraith King.
We will be pushing up the lane quite a bit, though, here. Of course, using those Skelly Boys, too, to your advantage. I've seen that a lot, actually, with different Wraith Kings, where they are able to take a tower fairly early, although you do have that counter push now when you have an Enigma also in the lane, but with the Stroke of Fate, too, it makes it a bit more difficult.
Skeleton's just been following Clockwork for God knows how long.
He's got a little buddy here, you know?
The value. Things about to despawn from time.
It's a value Skelly, man.
Definitely one of the nice things about picking that up early. They just do a lot of damage. You can't really fight them as a support unless you have really good nukes. A lot of single target damage.
Like you said before, it's just super nice to be able to keep tabs on some of these heroes as well, because they are going to roam. You know that they're going to be those rotations coming out.
I'm doing great in the mid lane, though. 12-5 versus Puck's 9-5. He's got a big wave coming in, so he'll probably equalize this here. But considering the early first harass, he's doing.
Good. He's got to be feeling a lot more comfortable than he was on the Invoker, though, during the other game versus Wii. That was really rough. Fissure will land over here in the top lane. They'll sap a little bit of the Monkey King's damage. Nothing too crazy, though.
Yeah, this is kind of the issue with the offlane Razor. It's like you sap his damage like this, and he's going to miss some last hits because it lasts for 18 seconds, but the cooldown's 35, so it's like, it helps, but it doesn't like crush the lane or anything like that. So it can feel a little better than it really is sometimes.
Well, again, our panel seems a little bit bamboozled by this pickup of the Razor, but perhaps, you know, Viking knows something that we don't. Perhaps they play it in a way that makes total sense. Who knows?
So far, it's not looking good. 10-3 versus Monkey King's 16-2. So
Purge always the realist here.
I mean, I've played this offlane before, and it feels kind of good at moments, but generally just not that great. And I think it's going to have less impact than a hero like Death Prophet will, who naturally can press your ultimate and just do a lot of damage. It's harder for Razor to do that, and he's a little bit more item dependent. So that's why I have a lot of doubts. And Razor doesn't like push towers or do Roshan. It's like he's supposed to be like this lane winner, but he's kind of in a weird place.
This is interesting that Miracle is chased all the way over here, effectively leaving the lane.
Yeah. Side pull, maybe a little concerned with harass potential. Yeah. Countered. Oh, you didn't see it on stream. Sorry. He got static linked. He instantly just jumped away. It was pretty straightforward.
Thanks, Purge. I'm glad that I didn't miss that. The way you described it made it like I was right there at the time.
I was trying to like really make it clear how sort of useless Razor is, and I thought it was a really good...
No, it was. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Okay.
The boys, though, in the bottom lane, they are pushing out a bit. They're harassing over onto GH, but they're able to clean them up really easily. They do get a pull-off, though, on the side here from Celery. And we're going to have the 5-minute runes coming up very soon, so I think we're going to see a kerfuffle probably coming up.
Should be able to get... maybe, I don't know. There's no stuns on the Nigma side here. We're going to get some harass in, but...
It's going to be Toby who grabs it up. And he's pretty fast, you know, the old adage race car Razor. Be able to walk away, and there's a big wave.
36 damage. Watch out, guys. Attack you like 4 times before you run away and do like an extra 100 damage. I don't know. I don't know how to make this good. They're fast, I guess, but it's just like the uptime just doesn't feel like it's enough to really. But maybe we'll see something cool. But I assume he's just gonna go normal like stat sword items. Mule's build used to be popular. It's a little out of favor now, but maybe he's got a cool item build.
I mean, that's the cool thing about Dota, right? Is like you never know what people are going to build. You might see something absolutely brand new and very exciting in a game, or you might just see them get stopped, rolled over. But you never know. You won't know until it happens.
Yeah. Dragon Knight's, I think, the big hero of this game for sure. Considering that all the other lanes are going completely fine. Nigma's got 19, 14.
Oh.
Pressure. Silence still. Very close, though. Good chance he dies otherwise.
Yeah, it was like a split second before he darted away.
Radiant structures.
But no, he was silenced when he came out of phase shift. So,
oh, okay.
So he couldn't stun.
Toby is getting run down here by Miracle. Let's let Jingu up. A lot of heroes over here in the mid lane, though, as they do manage to go, and they decide to go use the dragon form, just trying to put pressure over onto this tower. Rotations are coming out, though. Dream Coil as well. Here comes Miracle, as also Nature's Prophet, and they just leash up this dragon. How to train your dragon. Boom, though, still alive. He's taking assault, though, from GH, so he will go down.
Kind of Boom's fault there. He moved in, it kind of looked like he wanted to attack the puck to do some damage or maybe go for a stun, but he kind of lingered under the tower a little bit, and it just kind of coincided perfectly with Miracle rotating over. But this is like a common timing, right? You pop your ulti on Dragon Knight, and the enemy team knows what you're going to do. You're going to walk up a little aggressively, and you're going to slap the tower every 5 seconds. So if they rotate at that exact moment and kill him, no tower pressure, slows down your enemy team's game, and now they have an Enigma or a Dragon Knight in the mid lane that just isn't going to be as good as your puck. So big kill by Shad, at least, on the opposite side of the map.
Oh, but they also managed to find a kill on in the Miracle here on the top lane. Toby collecting.
That's why you pick Razor off lane, guys. It's really strong. Kill enemy carries. Got 100 damage. That was pretty good.
Man, I remember like a minute ago, you're like, I don't know, guys. I don't know how to make this good. Now you're saying that he is like the perfect counter to Monkey King.
I wish I caught the whole kill because it definitely is important. But
well, I'm sure if you ask very nicely, our production guys might be able to get you a replay.
I would like to see. I'm going to need like 20 seconds, though. So it's not going to be a short clip.
Never mind then. As the rotation is out here in the bottom lane, you can see that they opted to skill up the reincarnation, but they don't have the mana for it here. It does have a couple of stick charges, but they're going to make sure that they can burn it down. So down goes the Wraith King. Not enough mana to survive here as we getting clicked upon here by Boom. Like it's going to be just fine for the little puck.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Mind Control able to pick up the Necro a little faster than normal. Didn't need to get boots because he's generally pretty survivable against Wraith King in this lane circumstance. So the early mana burn really paying off. Kills it, but it's too late. And now this tower's going to instantly die because they have a Nature's Prophet with a Blightstone. They've got trees. They've got Eidolons. They've got Necro Summons, and everybody rotates over. And now, despite being against a Razor, Monkey King should be fine in terms of...
He does have the vision over on Aramis as he drops the ward down. Get chased around, little ring around the rosy here, but should be. Oh, Shad is here though. I don't think he anticipated that. He starts to think about throwing out the stun, but the fissure connecting. They might be able to get the kill on Wii. He's still very slippery. They need more damage as the stroke of fate comes out, and Shad collects some more bones.
That was great. Huge kill on Weehaw there. Took a lot of heroes, but they forced him to go into a weird spot, and they were ready for the follow-up. And he commits coil, so no coil.
Here you go, Purge.
Oh, it's gonna be really high skill, guys. He literally just. Oh, there's a
fissure.
He didn't even do it by himself. He basically just was like, I'm Razor, but my support guaranteed this.
Hey, that's what a good support does.
That wasn't even a solo kill. I don't care anymore. Razor still. It was okay. It was okay.
It was a kill, right? A kill's a kill.
Was. Mana regen is great on Razor. You want to spam Plasma Field to farm and accelerate. That way you don't get behind. Raw HP is great on the hero. It's a perfect item, actually. Makes a lot of sense to buy it.
I mean, it's still very scary when you consider the fact that Nigma came prepared to take towers. Nature's Prophet, Eidolons, you know, you've got a lot of stuff to destroy buildings here. It's a full-on demolition company.
It was actually pretty value for Viking. They were able to take that tier 1 without committing Dragonite, for example. Like, that was pretty low resources. So the fact that they killed Puck in the first place and then took the tier 1 tower basically helped them equalize this game. If not for that, though, the game would have looked kind of jank. But with the DK ulti still available, they can get range stuns or fight or pressure mid.
Lots of options. Choose your own adventure here. But bottom lane, Aramis is hiding. Does have that level 6. He picks up the Echo Slam. They spot him out, though, with a really nice rocket. So not going to be able to get the jump on them here. Careful, actually.
There is possibility that they force down a quick 2 like they did last game. Last game was way stompy at this point. They had like a 5k advantage by 8 minutes or something insane. So we're going to see a longer game here for sure.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He does have his ulti, so he could do a stun if he gets a little bit too close, but it kind of looks like he collapse on the mid tower with this arcane ring.
Yep, Puck opening up here, sees the Dragon Knight. Needs to be careful. Hookshot coming in over on the back lines here. Mind Control, though, is getting hit over on the back. Celery will go down. Toby's chasing after Mind Control, steals a little bit of that damage. But maybe not the positioning that they necessarily wanted on the side of Nigma. They do have to be careful, though. Shad is going to get spotted out. Jump forward, followed up with the TP from Kuro. He's just trapped over here by the trees. Mind Control coming over as fast as he can. Shad trying to run the battery. Assault goes down here. Toby joining into the fight. Needs to be careful, though. Again, there is the threat of the black hole. They'll throw out the trees, trying to buy a little bit more time. Mind Control trying to get in this position here. Goes over onto the side, but immediately gets canceled. Followed up with the Echo Slam. Mind Control goes down. Kuro's now forced to flee. Boom over on the side as we try to take off this silence. It just lasts for so long. The ink spell comes out. Down goes Wii. Beautiful team fight from Viking.
That was a satisfying fissure, I gotta say. It looked, I mean, Mind Control hesitated a little bit. He could have caught the Wraith King a little earlier. Maybe didn't want to use the black hole. Felt like he had to, and finally when he did, the Earthshaker was. And then the fact that he was that close, I thought he was gonna get caught in the black hole, and he gets a perfect Echo Slam. Oh, it's so beautiful. And that was a big fight there for Viking. Now gonna be able to pressure the tier 1, possibly kill it. Now they're gonna play it really safe. Puck respawning. Do not want to get Dream Coiled over there. Ultimate's reused anyways. Yeah, the Dragonite ulti's over. The important thing is that they are even on net worth, and they've got a Blink Dagger and Dragonite now. So even though it's technically a bad hero, well, that's not completely true. If you use it correctly, it's fine, but like if you're behind, it's really bad. But he's got Blink, so he can actually like contribute something. He can be the initiator. It's pretty powerful.
The way they're walking away, they don't want to go on Wii. They're hoping they can find something else here. Smoked up. Celery will get revealed to jump forward. The blink, though, coming out from Boom, plus the silence. That's a dead Wii.
All about that blink. It doesn't happen otherwise. Boom walked high ground, though. I love how they approach that. Hiding all their heroes away. Dragonite walks up the cliff like it's no big deal. He gets the stun on the Puck. They had the fissure follow up, and that bought time for the Grimstroke. That was a really sick kill. And that was very similar to what we just saw. They win a skirmish, they kill the Puck, and now they get an objective. So the game continues to go well for Viking.
Blink Dagger queued up on the Earthshaker. Aramis is getting closer and closer to it. And Shad has just been allowed to go and farm up. But again, Miracle on the Monkey King also doing the same thing here. He's working on getting that Ag Scepter online and having his whole legion of monkeys.
It'll be good. But this is a really fast blink for winning that last. The fight by his secret shop changed a lot for him. Dragonite's the top net worth of the game, by the way. Very surprised, but I guess he hasn't died. Puck has been dying.
Ooh, the hook shot jumping in. This is looking like a dead Toby here as they go. They even use the Wukong's command, so they will end up losing the Razor.
And he's just going BKB afterwards, because basically he just needs to be able to get into the fight and get a full staff off on people, because it's gonna make their fight go better. And I guess that is one negative to Nigma's outlook on this game. Puck's had a rough one. Weeha's been punished 0-3-3, very different than a normal Weeha performance. So with that said, where's the damage on their team? It's basically just Monkey King right now. It's kind of what it feels like, outside of like Midnight Pulse type stuff and like, you know, your initial magic burst. Past that, it's just Monkey. So if you do BKB on Razor and sap 100 some damage on Monkey King, he's not going to feel nearly as strong in the fight. So there is something to be said about Razor looking like a really important hero this match, based on the net worth this match.
Oh boy, they see GH, they get the stuns, they get the ink swells, they get everything that they need, and this is looking like a dead GH. Does take a little while though, but they're probably very happy with that. Kuro, hoping that nobody spots him over here on the side. Let's have some nice vision on Shad. It's going towards that Radiance.
Couriers? He was either waiting to see if the bounty was gone or if there's a courier to snipe.
Radiant's top tower.
And head now, but happen experience.
Yes. Spending some time over there. Not going to be able to find that courier, unfortunately. Could make his way towards the bottom lane, though. You know, just a Nature's Prophet doing Nature's Prophet things, hanging out in the trees, dropping down, you know, sentry here or there. Otherwise, pretty quiet.
Occasional kills here and there. Like, at this point, Nigma just realized that there's a lot of kill threat coming from Vikings heroes with all their stuns, so they're just going to sit back and farm for a bit. Still no blink on Enigma. He's about 100 gold away. That'll change things, because that'll give them a better opportunity to get kills. But right now, like, that's one of the weaknesses of Prophet 5, certainly, is that he doesn't really set up kills outside of Sprout. He's just, like, adding damage and tower pressure, basically. And, like, very few of their heroes, I would say, did really well in the... So, just other than Monkey King, sitting great net worth-wise. So, like, so because they have, like, issues initiating, it's just more likely that they're going to sit back and farm for a bit, at least until Enigma gets ready to black holes.
Now, I will say we do have some things coming out now. We've got a couple blinks picked up. I'm surprised that they haven't tried to make a play with the Earthshaker just yet, considering that he does have a pretty nice blink timing, but perhaps they're waiting for another item on their cores. And also, you've got the Aghanim Scepter completed now for Miracle, so pretty big deal.
It is, yeah.
Pressure being placed on the top tower. Boom. Go commit the dragon form. Try to take down all these creeps. It's a lot of gold for these, too.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Get that cleave damage. Very rare. It's not cleave, it's splash, sorry. Wrong turn.
Oh my god, fired.
Very
I need a better analyst. They can't work like this. Hook shot in. Waiting for the counter initiation. The stun up immediately, plus the soulbind and the silence. There it is, a beautiful echo stem, but the follow up here with Miracle. But look at this damage coming out. Weeha gets himself a double because he takes out Aramis, and boom, now Mind Control also falling. Celery trying to run away. There a call. In comes Toby. Will go right back in. Has the drain. They do need to be careful though. As they use the Dream Coil, they'll hold him into place. Rest aside, Enigma chasing nice stroke of fate will slow down at least 3 of them. Followed up with Plasma. Now Toby, he's able to just run away here. Miracle doesn't want to give up the chase just yet, but they go pretty far after him. The boys all chasing after, putting some damage on GH.
Yeah. Their catch is just really kind of crappy, and that's basically what we saw there. A couple nukes, a plasma field, and like a stroke of fate, and they just can't chase. That's the reality that they're in right now.
There's so much
Dream Coil's
slow.
only, and Dream Coil only stuns for 1.8 seconds. So like, in these early games, you gotta read like, am I way out of position or am I just like a little out of position? If you're just a little, you break the tether and you get out of there.
Hook shot in. They'll find themselves Celeries. He's going to try to use that ink swell, try to get them stunned up, and he does manage to kill and connect it because he'll go down, but GH also to fall. And now they'll also collect themselves a Miracle.
Oh. Wow, this Razor just working out. Very crucially, he's doing the right thing. He presses static link on the Monkey King every single time, and it just works.
It just works. I do feel like they've drafted a lot better here in Viking with the way that they're handling Weeha's puck, right? Because the first time we saw the puck, it just popped off. It looked so good. He was getting so much up. Was it 14-0 with like something ridiculous? But this time around, it feels like they kind of neutered him a little bit.
I mean, it's easy to win Dota if you just don't die and you get kills. So that's the big difference maker. That Weeha got a ton of kills and he didn't die before. He also got first blood in the last game. In this game, he got killed once or twice. He's off the map, not getting a net worth advantage. It's harder for him to get snags like this because he's behind. So that's basically it. Nice chain stuns. Those first couple counter ganks against Puck, absolutely crucial to making him feel like a different hero. And cool that Viking was confident enough to like let it through again and play against it and just outperform.
I mean, stuns help win games for sure, but get the blink completed now for the Puck, and we have a Solar Crest completed now on the Nature's Prophet.
One other thing actually about Puck's performance that is certainly impactful is that we've been seeing a lot of 5-position supports have that counter push to be able to defend the top tower. So the reason Puck went there is because he had to be the guy to do that.
Right.
If they have a different 5 that isn't Nature's Prophet, that's probably just Prophet dying and not Puck. So you could also point slightly on the draft of the exchange of what they wanted. Yeah, they got a better lane hero to deal with the Razor, but then Puck puts himself in danger. On the top tier 1, he gets killed, and it really messes up his momentum because he didn't quite pull it off. Right? That could be something you look at as well about why Nigma's struggling this, at least more than you would expect.
EKB completed now for the Dragon Knight. I feel like we're probably going to be seeing some more action very soon coming out from the side of Viking. What are we looking at for the Wraith King? Has he got that Radiance online? He's got the Relic. Not.
Doesn't have it queued up, so his courier died? Yeah, his
courier died.
Oh, okay. So somebody got his recipe. No Radiance for him.
Another
Nice
BKB though. Finished now over on Toby. There it is. There's the Radiance. All right. I feel like this is go to. Look at the smoke. Weeha. Doing a lot of vision here over on the top. Forward. Get out of danger's way.
Is under attack.
The Viking, they're hungry. They're hoping they can grab someone, but they are going to have to respond to this tower push because the Eidolons and, of course, Necrobook causing difficulties. Toby is very forward here, but I don't think you engage on this, right? They have the vision. They know that there's going to be more people on the way.
Yeah, especially because Razor can't actually lock down and do a good job of initiating. He needs to be like he either like runs at you and forces you to react, or they go on you because you're out of position, but you're tanky, so it's kind of a force the tower down.
They're not looking to fight back here on the side of Nigma. It looks like they're just going to let it go down. It's not that important of a tower, but every little bit helps.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's more control on the map going to the side of Viking.
Most importantly, it means that if there is a fight on the bottom half of the map, and Nigma's not all entirely there, it's going to be way harder for them to take that engagement. So in terms of like split pushing down there safely, it's going to be way harder for Nigma.
Kuro does manage to take the mid tower while this is going down, though, so a bit of a trade.
Got his little shard thingy. Oh, got an ult.
Silence coming out here. This is looking like a dead Earthshaker, although it does have the follow-up here from Booby. Actually goes for the Echo Slam just to stun up Weeha. They could turn this back around again. They might not actually be able to get the kill. He's still alive.
Man.
That Wrath of Nature doesn't connect on Aramis. Beautifully done.
Radiant's top tower.
That's rough. It's a very rough one. Those are the kills that Weeha thought he was finally going to snag out, but no support from his team other than a rocket and a Prophet ulti, and with Dragonite there, able to help clean up the kill.
Feels so bad after having such a nice game earlier.
Yeah, but, you know, same vein. When I get stomped, I like it when my opponents lose the next game also.
Fair enough. Look
we
at
all
this.
had his fun. It's the
slow
people's
Fissure, the stuns, and look at him. He just dives into the trees. The trees were not Nature Prophet's friends. Not that time.
13 less agility. Shaker probably dies there.
Dire's top
Get
tower
pain off.
is under attack.
That's all it was.
Neutral items, man.
Are fortified.
Pressure's on in the top tower.
Radiant's top tower is under
Shad and Boom making some work out of it. Force out the fortification. And
This is kind of insane damage. Like, it's actually insane damage. He just killed an entire tier 1 by summoning and solar cresting the fat treant. It's actually
we
crazy.
do not call them fat, thank you. They are voluptuous.
is being denied.
Sir, please.
Okay, I guess they're not shaped differently. They're bigger. You're right. That's the wrong term.
Thank you.
Obese.
That's so much worse. Anyways, taking a look at the way that Nigma's playing, they're really protecting that triangle area currently, trying to make sure that can get this farm up. But they haven't really. I haven't seen any like really big engagements other than like the one we had a bit earlier on into the game. Everything else has been kind of like weird little picks.
I think it absolutely favors Viking because of the fact that Puck is not accelerating very well. So, like before, the scariest thing about Dota is like when your opponents have gank potential on the map, because then like you just start being scared. Like, where are you going to be? Where are they going to be? And then you don't feel safe pushing the map out, and you end up like 5-manning a lot more with a worry that they're going to kill you. But they don't have that because their net worth is not high enough on Puck for him to get these solo kills consistently. So they just get to play like max efficiency Dota, and that's why their net worth has been easy.
They do have to be very, very careful, though, because they have their own BKBs, but there's always the threat of the black hole. And on top of that, it looks like Mind Control is working on his own BKB as well, because they have nothing really to cancel it out. GH needs to be a bit careful here. Boom spots them. Followed up with the Inkswell, the Fissure. Everything's coming out over here on this poor little clock. Down he goes. And that's
this
more
combo
pressure.
is just so good. It is, yeah.
Oh?
That's what's so cool.
Miracle? Miracle? Monkey?
Oh man, he did not expect Wraith King to react.
Oh, but they do get the black hole though over on the other end here. They managed to get the kill on Toby. Boom, he's just so tanky though. They don't have enough damage back. They turn this back around. They get the kill over on Weehaw.
That's not good.
No, that is not good.
They just lost all their heroes. I hadn't seen Monkey King on the map in like 10 minutes, and he goes to do some split pushing because his team is getting aggressive, but he was super ready. He had Blink Dagger. I'm sure that's what happened. He blinks into melee range. He goes on Monkey King. Monkey King at that point is not going to win that trade. Wraith King is super farmed. Lots of raw armor. Sitting at like more armor than Monkey King has, and he had an ulti, so like good luck killing him. You're not going to.
I'm just really surprised that that happened the way it did, honestly. But at least, you know, they did manage to get a kill using the black hole during that timing.
Right, they killed that offlane Razor. Very important kill. Watch out. He's going to hit creeps at a medium speed and live to just take damage away from the enemy solo core.
Look, all right, he's doing something, okay? It could be worse.
It could be worse, yes. I mean, it's a kill. They get golden experience. And it's not terrible. They used black hole for that one. Not a big...
Double damage.
That's a little spooky, though. Got a Wraith King who's got the double damage. 9.8k right there. Our observers showing that he's doing stuff. He's making things happen. Look at that, yeah.
Green deaths once again.
Green deaths. Congratulations, you have died the most. This Roche is going down too fast. They don't have to worry about the black hole, so they're making the moves. Wee, though, shows himself over on the side. Toby chasing him down. That is the Aegis picked up. Look at Shad. He is just running in there with the blink, with the double damage. Monkey King's got to be so careful here. Gonna have to free dance away.
Forces out the defensive orb to basically guarantee that there's no snipe there. And now they got the Aegis. Who they put on? Dragon Knight? Yeah. Dragon Knight's looking real strong right now, by the way. This like transition from BKB into AC like completely changes this. Especially because once again, the strongest core on the enemy lineup is entirely physical based. The Monkey King. Well, he's got Maelstrom, but still. AC is going to be massive for them team fighting.
Kuro doing the best that he can here, using those greater treants to put the damage on the tower. It's pretty difficult though, but sometimes, you know, it's the best you can hope. Oh, they need to be careful. Miracle. No, he's there. Look at that. He just doesn't care. Hook shot comes through. Fissure follow up here from Aramis. Throwing it down again. And there it is. There's the Echo Slam on to 3. They turn right back around. They get the kill on GH. This is looking like a dead Miracles. Boom. Joining in the fight. The silence comes out. Aramis does fall. And it looks like the Puck will be allowed to walk away.
It's really hard for Monkey King to play this game, actually. Like, he had a good laning stage. His net worth was equal to Wraith King's, but eventually Wraith King's going to beat you out if Monkey doesn't go Battle Fury or something. But Monkey couldn't go Battle Fury because he needed to be able to fight and engage. But because they missed their window, their tempo advantage that Nigma was looking for with the Puck, Monkey had to like continue hitting creeps as fast as he could with the items he had, but it just was never going to match the 8 skeleton plus radiance of Wraith King. And now that Wraith King has more net worth, Monkey can't fight him in these engagements. And as soon as Wraith King gets within Radiance burn distance, he is hard committed to this fight, at least until he gets BKB. So that is why these fights are going like so straightforward. Once Viking finds a good initiation, gets their chain stuns off, Monkey's like hard committed, and he's going to have a bad time almost every.
Boom, putting the pressure over on the mid tower. Down it goes. There's only one tier 2 left for the side of Dire. Feels like they're going to be making their way over there, but Kuro constantly putting this pressure in the bottom lane. Trying to make sure that they can do something here. It's just so difficult, like you said. Monkey's not having a good time.
It's probably the most difficult thing Shad's had to do all game is decide between the Elven Tunic and the Paladin Sword. And he does pick up the Paladin Sword. It's what it takes to be a good player, man. Making those hard decisions in crucial moments when you're stomping a game.
That, and you have to decide, do you want to look cool, like with your clothes, or do you want to look cool with your sword, right?
What?
Never mind. Bert. It was a fashion joke.
I get you.
Never mind. I shouldn't have done it.
Swords fashionable these days.
I mean, I think they're cool, but I'm not cool, so don't listen to me. You know, all those guys with their Tinder profiles putting out the swords. I'd be like, that's pretty great, but I don't think a lot of other girls are going to be into that.
Probably not. Like, what, are you going to stab me or something if things go bad?
Well, I wasn't going there. All right. Well, the game feels firmly in the hands of Viking at this point. You can see they're trying to make some moves, trying to put pressure on these lanes, but they're already in position to take this other tier 2, and it doesn't feel like Nigma is ready to just fight for it. So they're going to probably wait until they break the high ground here.
They're not. They're going to continue playing like cowards because this is what they got to do. They're going Toby, though.
All right.
They have to. I mean, look what Viking's doing to compensate for this. Toby's committed to buying a Boots of Travel. He's already got treads. But he's like, I just need to be able to make sure that Prophet doesn't take our barracks for free, and we can win this game. He's committing 2,500 net worth for it.
With a hook shot, just a little bit off the mark. They have to be careful. Boom might be falling for this bait. He's going pretty deep. He sees Kuro. He wants this kill. Oh, look at the smoke, though. Look at the way they're collapsing. Toby slowing them down. Wants to help them get Kuro here as Miracle standing up in the trees. He's not sure if he wants to full commit to this. They managed to take down Wee over on the side while this is going on. Jump forward again here from Boom. He's got his eyes on this little clockwork GH. He's trying, he's climbing, he's praying that maybe he can get out, but the big crits come out. Shad the Chad cleaning up as they go right for the tower.
And here is why Mind Control is skilled for the Midnight Pulse radius to make this game less scary to defend high ground. Like, they got to stand really wide, but it's not enough. Look at the damage on the buildings here between Dragonite and Wraith King. So much damage.
Miracle. They know he's there. Throw out a fissure. Managed to stun him. They don't care, though. They're like, there are buildings to be hit, although they do dive a little bit. They see Mind Control. They're like, yeah, no black holes. I don't want to see that here. Wee's going to buy back. Miracle's still hanging out in the trees. He just can't figure out what to do here, how to do it. The silence comes out. There's the BKB coming out from Miracle. He winds up in Mind Control. He's bought back. They managed to go and get the black hole off. And they just drag. They don't have enough damage, though. Boom, he's still alive. He's still going to be able to walk away. He turns back around. They do finally manage to get the kill on him. Aramis now needs to be carefully silenced up. There's that Wrath of Nature. Does a lot of damage here. Chad over on the back lines. The follow-up. Echo Slam comes off, and he's still going to go down, but he's able to get it off just in time here as just people are crumbling. Down goes Miracle. Big ol' crits coming out against Mind Control. Kuro is forced to just run away. No buyback on Monkey, no buyback on Mind Control. Buying back earlier, and we already bought back. Oh, man.
I mean, that's the state of the game. They have to commit that many resources to kill one hero. Black Hole committed, Dream Coil committed just to get him, and Monkey King ulti just to get him close to death. I'm sure the Elven Tunic paid off their 16% evasion against all of that, plus the AC and his super high HP. Just bought them a lot of time, but they're still hitting buildings, and
they are indeed.
I don't know if they can slow it down anymore.
They did manage to get the courier kill, so Toby's not going to have that Shiva's up right now, but I don't think he's too concerned about that at this point because there are buildings to be hit, and yeah, there's just buildings to be hit and nothing that Nigma can really do about it. They are sending the trees, though. See them traipsing down, but they jump forward over here, and they should be able to clean up a nice, easy kill on GH. Shad, reincarnation is going to come up. Coming right back up again. Kuro has to be careful. Throw the Boundless out from Miracle, but they just, by squatters' rights, they live at this base at this point, Purge. They haven't really been forced to leave. They will teleport back home because they don't want to allow all this damage on the tower. Man, that was a lot of gold that Boom just got. He's making it rain.
Yeah, there's a lot of net worth on their team now. Cool play by Celery as well, holding the Quelling Blade. He's got all this extra cast range. He's the one that gets Wraith King out of this engagement when routed. Very small thing, but just nice to cover their bases there. That absolutely could make a difference in a closer game. So cool little smart things to do. Dragonite was originally thinking about getting Overwhelming Blink, but I think he's finishing his Abyssal now from another initiation option. After he jumps in, he can basically stun somebody for like 5 seconds. At this point, that's before he hits the level 25 and gets that extra talent. So
that's bonkers.
Their ability to chain stun is so good right now. Let's see if Puck can survive the smoke.
All right. Gonna hide. Jumping away immediately. See the Monkey King also running the spider legs from Toby, though. Gonna get a little bit of this damage. Hook shot comes out from GH, just trying to buy them a little bit more time. They don't want to fight here. Although it looks like Shad doesn't care because he wants to fight. The stuns are out, and GH is toast.
I feel like Grimstroke looks so effective this game, actually. Like, they just paired these, like, a lot of great stun initiators with an excellent follow-up. Like, Grimstroke is not a good hero to initiate, but he's such a good hero to follow-up initiate. Like, Inkswell on all of these melee heroes is just incredible. Like, all of the heroes in Vikings draft want to run at their opponents. Wraith King, Dragonite, Razor. So it just made, like, Grimstroke, who also covered them against the Enigma, look like the perfect pick this game, and was, frankly, really crucial for getting some of those, like, early mid-game puck kills that put them in this, like, advantageous position anyway. So I think Celery's had a really solid game, except for that when he died first blood. That was terrible, terrible play.
Yeah, right. You can't praise them too much, or else to go to their heads. You got to keep them humble.
Yeah, you give the enemy team first blood. You're like, it's like you're trying to lose or something.
I'm glad I get to cast this with you, Perch. Chad in the top lane, though, he's got the pushing it out, and we do have the Abyssal completed now for the Dragon Knight. That is more lockdown. Granted, he seems to be the one that they end up catching in the black hole, but he's been surviving the black hole, which is a huge problem for the side of Nigma.
It doesn't have to just be like an anti-black hole thing. These are just like, they're using their surplus net worth to buy items that help you close games out. And the easiest way to do that is by guaranteeing hero kills and having, spending like 7,000 gold. How much do Abyssal Blades cost these days? 6,600 gold. You're spending that much to basically secure kills on anybody that is ever out of position. And the fact that they have so many of these first shaker initiations. Wraith King can blink stun into Abyssal. Dragonite can blink stun into Abyssal. Good luck, Nigma, basically.
Oh, all right. Miracle's fine. Toby was going to try to do some silly stuff there. He's going to be able to clean up the creep waves pretty easily, though.
Yeah, he's got his Shiva's for refresher afterwards. Haven't seen that in a while. I don't know if it's going to be good, but double BKB will be really solid for sure.
All right, I got to ask because I haven't seen a Razor in like forever. What does his Axe do now? Is it still just the...
It still hits buildings when you get it, but it hits 2 targets instead of 1.
Got it.
So basically, before it was really good for lowering the cooldown and dealing a ton of damage to like one guy, but it kind of felt bad when there was a lot of crap around, basically, because it's like it can only hit one thing. It would hit creeps a lot, that kind of thing. So technically, it's better when you run in, but it's straight up definitely worse because you can't do the cheesy buy Ags refresher and like destroy one guy. That's not viable anymore. So. You kind of have to do it this way. Ah, yes, the spider legs with 2 other pairs of boots in case he doesn't have enough movements. But I mean, it's better than selling your treads, I guess. You'd only get like 800 gold or something, 700 gold.
Yeah, this is some new efficiency that we're seeing coming through here. He's still tread swapping, to be fair. No?
Yeah, he's making it value.
Sometimes you just get really attached to that first pair of boots you buy, right? This Roche is going down fast, though. And there's just really nothing that Nigma can do about this, so. Couple more hits, and how do you kill this Dragonite?
How do you kill like 3 of the heroes on the
I'm just talking about the Dragonite Purge.
Dragonite? Oh, let's see. You wait 6 minutes, 5 minutes, and then you commit everything you have to him. That's it.
Solid analysis. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Nigma playing very carefully down here in this bottom lane. They're trying to push forward here and get some damage on the tower. Maybe they can get a pick off. It's not the person that they want to jump on, though.
Definitely not. And he's got 2 BKBs, 1 BKB and 1 Minotaur Horn, plus an ultimate. Can't drain his mana to kill him. There's almost no solutions. He's under his tier 3 tower. Just very smart of Viking to send really tanky guys like this to deal with it. Don't send Earthshaker. Don't spend Grimshook. Did I say something funny?
No, I'm laughing because Shad's just denying every single one of these creeps.
Oh. I like doing that late game too, actually, because you know at some point someone's going to go kill that. Probably. Like, it might die in the next creep wave, but you know, restrict their gold. Like, he was going to stay here anyways because he doesn't want the creep wave anywhere near his tower because he knows what's going to happen. Prophet's going to TP in and he's going to cheese the tower up. Prophet, by the way, has a new set of armor. It's an Assault Cuirass. No boots yet, but if he gets on top of buildings, they are going to be shredded. So Wraith King knows this is what he's got to do. Push out the lanes. Now he can respawn and go force the fight with his team.
Surprised we haven't seen more like Prophet wards or something like that coming into this game because Kuro has really been a thorn in their side. Oh, they're smoked up. Oh, they have the vision.
They're going to see it.
They're looking to jump forward immediately over on the side, followed up with the fissure. Hookshot comes through. It's not going to matter, though. Oh, but they managed to go. Oh, they jump immediately over to the Enigma. He's not going to be able to get this up. Although the Wraith King is going to go down over on the side, though. All right, there's the black hole. But the rest of the team, they go and they should be able to clean up on the sides. They get the kill on GH. Celery also to fall, but Shed just chasing them down one by one here. And just getting picked up now from the Grimstroke. They'll turn back around. The fissure holding them into place. Can they kill them off? The Echo Slam goes off. Miracle is down. No buyback on this Monkey King as they find a kill on the back lines. It's like they do manage to take down Shad, but boom, he's a big boy here. And I feel like you're not gonna leave.
Done such a good job showing how valuable Earthshaker is this game. Like, you see a hero, you fissure him, boom. And your chain stun's set up. You don't have to worry about any kind of reaction speed, basically. And he's also got Timeless Relic, by the way, so his stuns are lasting 25% longer.
Oh my God.
Insane. They have so much stun on the Viking side.
Hi, Weeha, what you doing? Hook shot coming in from GH. They're trying to get the kill over onto the Razor. They're not going to be able to quite find it just yet. Force Staffs are coming forward. Aramis, he's cut off from the rest of the team. Yules is going to come out. They get the Soulbind off. Boom, though, taking his target, finding himself mind control. Aramis goes down. Boom, he's very tanky. He's got the cheese still if he needs to go and use it. It's taking a lot of harass. The buyback coming out now. He turns around. He's got the BKB. He decides, all right, I've had enough. I'm going to leave. So out he goes, and now it's not looking super great here for Celery. His silence up, but Aramis is also here. And he turns back around. Can they buy enough time here for Celery to get out? No, he is going to go down.
Good try, but I guess not the worst thing there for Nick.
Toby? Toby's just walking on in. He's got the BKB. He's going to turn back around. They want to get this kill on Weeha. Are they going to be able to do it, though, is the question. The spider legs, he's very fast, but got that refresher. He's on the hunt.
He refreshed his spider legs. Watch out, guys.
Oh, God, spider legs.
And wants his BKB back, wants his ulti available. He got the double ulti there. He has, like, way more net worth than he knows what to do with here. His hero definitely feels low impact at this point, but he is very tanky, and he's bought smart items for the game circumstances. Absolutely. The multiple boots things, nothing wrong with it at all in this game circumstance. But it's fine. It did its job.
The jump forward over onto the puck. Are they going to be able to just wipe out Weeha? Yes, they are. Down he goes. They're on the hunt now, turning around. They've got their eyes over here onto GH. Chat just chipping away at him. Down he will fall. Miracle getting off the Wukong smash. Chat tries to get out here. He is treed up. He's taking a lot of damage. He does have the reincarnation up, though, as they manage to take down the buildings. Eyes on the prize right now. Pulled up with another Fisher. Echo Slam comes out over onto two of them as we and Miracle fall, as does Kuroki. The buybacks are coming out. The tips are coming out as well. Take a knee, peasant, indeed. Viking are just ripping apart the landscape. They are conquering. And they are looking real good. Mind control, he's got that black hole. This could be a moment where maybe they just can't. They can't find the opening. Their Delta splitting out. The fissure comes out. They just hold him into place. This is... Oh, the black hole coming out, though. Are they going to have enough damage? It's not looking like they're going to be able to do it. Enough Cross staying alive just long enough. No, there it goes down. They go Viking.
Where'd the Ancient go? They couldn't spot it. Sprouted it, you know. It's
yeah.
Like still right as a joke. Yeah. Anyways, Viking, they drafted some really cool stuff this game, and the way they played it was really awesome. Maybe Nigma got in their own heads a little bit, not grabbing counter push, which maybe put Wee in a more dangerous position than he needed to be in. But ultimately, it was about their draft, right?